Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Worre Studios. Are you ready? Welcome to the GOPRO Recruiting Challenge, and here to help you grow your business today, the one and only Mr. Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, smiling faces. How are you? How's it going? You guys good? We got people here. Wave to me if you can see me. You see some waves? Look at all that. Isn't that crazy? There's over 100 countries connected to this event right now. And we have a lot of languages. I'm not sure exactly how many languages, but I know we have French, German, Italian, Arabic. What else do we have? Slovakian. Is that a thing? Slovakian? There's a number of them. A lot of them. If those of you online, just let us know where you're from. We've got India, Virginia, Philadelphia, the Netherlands. Look at all the countries that we're connected from. A lot of different countries. So, look. You know what I'm grateful for? You know what they call a person who only speaks one language? An American. I'm so grateful that English is kind of this international business language, because if it wasn't, I'd be in big trouble. So I'm excited to be able to share some information with you. For those back, can you bring up my notes for me? We're going to get started. We're going to get going right away. Do that. All right, fantastic. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you for making the decision to become a part of this entrepreneurial journey. It's not meant for everybody. Is it hard or is it easy? It's hard. Hard to build a business. How many of you have built a business outside of network marketing? Raise your hands, please. How many would just love to have your money back from that business that you started? That would be a good thing, right? So entrepreneurship is great, and it's become pretty trendy in the world today. People that I work for myself. And I think the pandemic kind of accelerated that. The pandemic said, you know what? We could do this remote. We don't have to be in traffic. We don't have to mess with all that stuff. But you know what most people did? They traded a job working for someone else to a job. That was our translator somewhere. To a job working for themselves. Just trading time for money. You know, they said, you know what? I've got a relative that she knits like little bunny hats and mittens and stuff, and puts them on Etsy and sells them. She works for herself, but it's a job. She's not knitting, she's not posting on Etsy, she's not selling. My father, he buys books for 10 cents or whatever at Goodwill, and he sells them on Amazon. He's not selling books, not making money. So there's a lot of people who work for themselves. They say they're in a business, but they really have a job. The only thing they traded is who's the boss. Is it somebody else or is it themselves? And that's fine. There's a lot of side hustles out there. But look, you chose network marketing as a vehicle. I think it's the best decision you ever made. And I want to congratulate you for making the decision. Those of you in person, those of you connecting around the world, you should be proud of yourself for investing in yourself. Investing of a little bit of money and investing in your time. Because what changed my life in my early stages was realizing that if I wanted to succeed, and I had failed early in my career, by the time I was 23, I had 18 different jobs, okay? You think about that, that's not easy to do. You gotta apply, get accepted, go to work, get fired, apply, get accepted, go to work, get fired. 18 times by the time I'm 23 years old, okay? So when I got involved in network marketing, the thing that really helped me was I realized that if I invested in myself, I could get an immediate return. If I learned just one idea, then I could apply that idea the next day and I could use it to build my business. If there's a cheat code for you to grow your career, let me tell you what it is. Coaches, get a coach, you can go faster, for sure. Mentors, find a mentor, virtual or in person, you'll grow faster. And masterminds, getting around people with like-minded goals and ideals, that's the cheat code. It's like a time machine. You get around that environment and you're going to move faster. So that's what I learned for myself. But let me start off by kind of describing there's 4 things that we do in network marketing. And we're gonna focus on one of them today. And I'm going to go fast because if I want to teach you how to become a recruiting machine, and if you're ready to become a recruiting machine, put a number 7 in the chat. I'm just curious if you're ready to become a recruiting machine. If you're ready here in person, raise your hands. You're ready to become a recruiting machine. Fantastic. I can help you. I've helped millions of people. I can help you. If we haven't met, hi, my name's Eric. I've been around network marketing 35 years. Wrote the book GOPRO, been training the world for the last 14 years. I've helped over 500 people make $1 million a year or more in this profession. Proud of that. I've helped over 10,000 people make a 6-figure income inside of network marketing. It's a pretty large number. And I've helped millions and millions of people have a nice part-time income, have a little bit better lifestyle, and have a nice time in this profession, right? So I know what I'm talking about. I can help you, I promise. Hello? If you listen, but we're gonna go fast. Okay?
I know, that's why I'm trying to
notes, write them down quick as you can. We're gonna go through this. There's 4 things that we do in network marketing. Get this clean as we start. 4 things. 4 basic things. You want to be involved in this business? 4 things that we do. Number 1, we sell. Nothing happens. Nobody gets paid until a sale happens to a customer. We sell valuable products and services using word-of-mouth advertising. Some people are saying, is network marketing in trouble? Is network marketing going away? Network marketing is not going away at all. There's always going to be a need for word-of-mouth advertising on a product or service, and there's always going to be a need to educate the consumer on something that they do not know about. That's where we come in. We educate. And we use word-of-mouth validation in order to be able for the person to... How many of you know somebody that lost a bunch of weight? And what do? You know, anybody know somebody lost a bunch of weight? Thank you. I got a good fitness coach here. But if you know somebody, what do? You ask them, what did you do? What happened? And how many of you have tried what they told you? Virtually every one of you. Because that's a valuable thing, word-of-mouth advertising. So we sell. I'm just going to assume that you're reasonably good at selling, but what I'm going to teach today when it comes to recruiting can be applied to sales, okay? So if you can improve on selling, you can apply the same principle. Second thing that we do is we recruit an ever-expanding team of other people who are selling. And we begin to get some leverage. Instead of trading time for money, you know, if you can go out there and be a superstar, that's what happened to me when I first started. Like, okay, I got to go do this. I was so uncomfortable selling product, but I had a gift. You know what the gift was? The gift of desperation. I needed money like oxygen. And my number 1 desperation was get my money back that I invested in my company. Back then, it was $5,000 to join. I had to borrow the money. In order to be able to join, I borrowed that money, and I got to get that money back because I don't have a lot of time. So I sold even though I was super uncomfortable. So anyway, second thing we do is we recruit an ever-expanding team. So we begin to touch on leverage. Trading time for money is one thing. You become 100% of your effort. Most small business people, they are the business. And if you want to test to find out how much of the business you actually are,
pull yourself out of the business, do nothing, say nothing, go away, go to the North Pole for 6 months, and let's come back and see how your business is doing. But if you get 10 people on your team, assuming that everybody's doing the same amount, and you're one of those 10, now you're just 10%. 90% is being done by others. You get 100 people on your team, you can become 1%. If you get 1,000 people on your team, it's a fraction of that. Okay, this starts to get interesting. So recruiting's the second thing. The third thing that we do is we duplicate. We duplicate this process. Everybody has an opportunity to be able to grow a team. This big myth that only the people at the top make money. Not true. Not true. How many people know somebody who is in somebody's organization and makes more than the person above them? Anybody know somebody? It's a myth, though. It's a common myth, right? So third thing we do is duplicate. Fourth thing we do is we lead. We improve the productivity of the teams that we have based upon leadership. So if I have this half of the room here, it has a great leader. This half of the room has a absent leader. Which team is going to do better overall on average? The team with the great leader. So we can affect the quality of the teams that we have based upon our leadership. Okay, so there's a big difference between a job and a business. A job is trading time for money. A business is when you get leverage, scale. If you're going to be involved in this anyway, I want you, every one of you, to have leverage, scale, the ability for you to become a smaller and smaller percentage of the overall success of the organization. So, I want to describe for you now 3 levels of success, or 3 stages, I should say, 3 levels in a network marketing career. And they're distinct, okay? Level 1 is from launch, whenever you launched, until you hit 10 recruits. And I'm going to explain why 10 recruits is important in just a moment. I'm going to draw it out for you. 10 recruits, any of you ever deal with KPIs in your business? Key performance indicators, anybody? This is one of the most important KPIs, 10 personal recruits. Now, I'm not talking about customers that could build a business but have no intention of building business. I'm talking about people who actually have the intention of building a business. 10 of those, okay? 0 to 10, that's level 1. Next level is from 10 recruits to $100,000 a year. I'm just going to use dollars for our international friends. 10 recruits to $100,000 a year. That's when you can kind of go from part-time to full-time. That's when you need to learn some skills. That's when you got to start figuring out duplication. There's a bunch of different skills you need to learn there. We'll talk about that. Level 3 is you're at 100,000, but you want to scale, either stabilize your business or scale to 7 figures and beyond. Now we're talking about leadership at scale. So 0 to 10 is level 1. If you have under 10 recruits right now, people with the intention of building a business, you're in level 1. If you have 10 recruits, but you're not at 6 figures yet, you're in level 2. If you're at 6 figures, but you're not at 7 figures, or you'd like to stabilize your business beyond that, then you're in level 3. All right? So do me a favor, everybody at home, every single one of you, put into the chat, where are you right now? Level 1, 2, or 3. I want you to just watch. Watch. Those of you in the room, take a look. You see why we're here today. How many of you here in the room are in level 1? Raise your hands. Take a look, and you're here. How many of you are level 2? You got 10 recruits, not at 6 figures yet. How many of you are level 3? 6 figures, you're on your way to 7 figures and beyond. Okay? So an ocean of ones. So I want to give you some big data. Here, I got pen and paper. Big data and network marketing. This is going to blow your mind. But look, if a man wants his dreams to come true, he needs to first wake up. Okay? That's Emerson, by the way, not from me. You got to first wake up. You got to just say, hey, look at what's really happening and what can we do to affect what's really happening within our organizations. Small changes make a big difference. Small changes make a big difference. So, here's what big data tells us inside of network marketing. What big data tells us is this. Out of the last million people that have joined, take any snapshot of people. There's 120 some million people involved in network marketing around the world. Over 120 million. Let's just say roughly. The profession does about $200 billion a year. It pays out over $200 million every day in commissions to someone. Every single day. But if you take the last 1,000, the last million, 70% of all people who could build a business, could recruit somebody, who were eligible to recruit, have recruited exactly zero. 70%. 20% have recruited between 1 and 2. Lifetime, not a month, not a year, ever. Most of them recruited those by accident. They didn't even really try. 5% have recruited between 3 and 5. 3% have recruited between 6 and 9. And 2% have recruited 10 or more. Now, 90% of people who get their real estate license never sell a single home. Most people who buy a book don't finish that book. This is kind of normal. If we were able to charge $100,000 to join our network marketing business, guess what? Those numbers would be different. You know why? They'd have 100,000 reasons to continue to go out there and build a business. But when it's $300, $200, what's the most, put in the chat, what's the most amount of money you can spend to join your company? What's the most? What's the biggest number you can do? It's not a very big number. In the United States, average is $55,000. Average in the United States, half of those fail in year 1. 97% gone in year 10. That's just the way it is. Entrepreneurship's hard. So when somebody joins for $200 and it gets hard for a minute, is it easy for them to say, you know what? I could do something else. I got other stuff I can do. I don't need this nonsense. Or they'll say, you know what? I'm just going to use the product. I'm just going to kick back here. I'll sell here and there. I'm just going to relax. Fine. But here's what I need you to know. As leaders, and my mission here today with you and everybody around the world, this 98%, all of these people are tourists. They're tourists. We're here in Las Vegas, where our studio is. We're tourists. Do we love our tourists? We love our tourists. Come on in, have your 3-foot-tall margarita, get your picture taken with the showgirl. Go to the shows, go to the clubs, go gamble a little bit. We appreciate it. We don't have any state taxes here. It's awesome. Thank you for all of you that came to Las Vegas and dumped your money into the Strip. We're grateful. We hope you come back. Come on back. But we know you're not going to live here. At some point, you're going to go home. There's nothing wrong with the tourists. There's nothing wrong with people coming in here and there, using the product, sharing the product, because guess where the 2% come from? They initially started here, and they worked their way into this 2%. Right? So this 2%, remember I said KPI? It's very, very important. This 2% averages 27 recruits each. They recruit 70% of all participants in network marketing. This group. They are the engine that drive it all. So the great thing about network marketing is we give everybody a chance. The price of entry is extremely low. The risk is extremely low. You have to make up for what you lack in investment dollars with hard work, equity, sweat equity, learning, being uncomfortable, getting embarrassed, doing something out of the ordinary. In order to be able to grow something, you got to grow it from the ground up. Okay? So, my mission today is to change this number. I'm not really worried about changing this number that much. That number is going to be what it's going to be based upon our price of entry. But I can change this number. Because let me tell you something about this 2% that you need to understand. Ten recruits, right? If you as a team are under 2%, if you take the last 100 people that have joined your team, some of you have big teams, if you have less than 2% recruiting 10 or more, you're in decline. And there's always going to be lots of other things to blame it on. Oh, you don't understand. We changed the product. We changed the comp plan. We have a new CEO. This country didn't work. That thing didn't work. We have a competitor that's given us a bunch of hassle. Here's the truth. The truth is none of that. If you have under 2%, it's only 2 out of 100 people who join to get them to 10. If you have 2%, exactly 2%, you are stable, but you're not growing. It's just kind of the same thing over and over and over and over. If you have 3%, you have solid growth. I'd say typically 20 to 30% year over year. Just 3. Turn your 2 into a 3. And you can change your whole business 20 to 30% in growth. 4%, momentum. Go back and look when you were in momentum within your organization, and I will promise you, you are at 4% or higher. So here's my mission. My mission is take everybody who's willing and help you change the 2% to a 4%. All of you that are in this room, I want to get you out of level 1. All of you around the world, I want to get you out of level 1. Out of it. All right? Quickly. Faster we can do it. I've learned success loves speed. Faster we can do it, the faster your organization is going to grow. And the story that you're going to tell about how you get your 10 is how you're going to be able to inspire the next group of people that come in. Now, it's not that hard to turn a 2 to a 4. Take 100 people if you have a plan. If you have a training, if you have a plan, if you have a system, you got a process, you got a story. We can turn the 2 to a 4. All we got to do is ask the 100 who's in. Who would like to get into this group? And here's why it's so important. Come join me. Let's do it together. Let me help you. Okay? So, I mean, if you can get 5%, man, hold on. It's just rocket ship time. That still means 95% of people are going to be doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, hanging around, and our job is to get them to hang around long enough that the penny finally drops and they say, you know what, I'm going to be a pro. I'm going to do this for real. I'm going to learn these skills. So that's why this is so important. The tourists are here. The business builders are down here. Okay? Everything's a sorting mechanism. We're going to use this to help people try and grow. Now, small changes make a huge difference. I want to ask a question for you. Question is this. How valuable would it be if you could recruit 10 new business builders in the next 30 to 60 days? Tell me what would happen. Put it into the chat. What would happen? And call it out here. Inspiration. You'd inspire your team. You'd be proud of yourself. Some more money. Would you rank advance? Yes. Would your confidence go up? Would you be more likely to take more action? Would your belief be more rock solid? Would you have momentum going into the holidays? Would you have a better 2024? Even with all of these things, how many of you are still kind of don't believe that it can happen? Be honest. It's like this feels, it all sounds great. That's why I joined in the first place. But then I went out there, I got punched in the face. And I realized it wasn't quite as easy as I hoped it was going to be. Right? So, I want you to just dream for a second. Just dream for a second. When it comes to getting 10 recruits, because if you'll listen to me today, you'll take these notes, you'll put them into action. I want to invite you to kind of go to the next level when it comes to stepping into. Guess what the 10 recruits is? You just put your foot on the starting line. It's not some huge accomplishment. It's like your initiation. It's your orientation. Welcome to a new profession. The 10 is putting your feet on the starting line, and then we can start to run. Most of the times, the 10 is just a decision. I'm going to give you a decision with skills, okay? I want to introduce you to a friend of mine real quick who's going to just share a very quick story. This woman has recruited over 9,000 people personally. Her name is Stormy Wellington. Check it out. Hey, Stormy.
Hey y'all, this is me, Stormy Wellington. Many people from all over the world call me Coach Stormy, and I got 3 minutes to give you one of my #1 recruitment strategies. But before I do so, I want to tell you that I've been with my company for almost a decade. Yes, the same company for almost 10 years. And inside of my company, I have been able to recruit close to 10,000 people. I am the #1 recruiter and the #1 income earner. Here's what I want to tell you all that is my #1 strategy. The first thing that I like to do, contrary to what many other people say, is I love my warm market. You know, people that know, like, and trust you. You know, people tend to shy away from their warm market and they want to go straight to social media and try to recruit the people on Instagram and TikTok, right? But what about your warm market? What about your friends? What about your family member? What about the people whose number is stored in your cell phone? So one of my #1 strategies before I get to getting outside is I get into my cell phone. I get into my cell phone and I call everyone from A to Z. And #1, I create a sense of urgency. You know, I zone in and I say, hey, listen, may I speak to Alex? Hey, Alex, is this a good time to talk? Let me ask you a question, Alex. You know, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? That's one of my questions that work. You know, another thing I like to ask is, hey, if I had a way that you can make $500 to $1,000 a week, you know, I like to get straight to the money. And so being the #1 recruiter and network marketing also comes with perks because you have been able to break the ice of having that fear of rejection. And one of the ways that I was able to break that fear of rejection is that I just go. I don't let fear get in the way. You listen, what you lack in skills, you make up in numbers. Another strategy I would give you is, you know, the 3-foot rule. Anyone that you can literally touch like this, those are the people you should reach out to. So when you're at the nail shop, the beauty salon, you know, getting your hair done, you know, shopping, buying clothes, taking your kids to school, don't be afraid to talk to people. You know, a lot of us are afraid of rejection, but people are everywhere. And so when you start talking to people, one of the things that you should do is break the ice by giving that person a compliment. Oh my God, I love your hair. Oh my God, I love your bag. And make a friend today. You'll be surprised how many people are not accustomed to being complimented. And by you saying, oh my God, your hair is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love those shoes. Oh my God, what color lip gloss are you wearing? That is a great way to start a conversation. And so I got a couple of more seconds. And here's what I'll tell you. Today, go through your cell phone and decide to contact everyone that name begins with the letter A. break the ice, break out of your fear, and decide to call everybody whose name begins with the letter A and just ask them this. Is this a good time to talk? Let me ask you a question. If I had a way that you can make an extra $500 to $1,000 a week, would you want to know about it? Hey, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? Those are my 2 questions that I like to ask. So listen, my time is up. My name is Coach Stormy, the #1 recruiter inside of my company and the #1 income earner inside of my company. And I love to recruit. I love to talk to people every day. And remember this, as you keep going, you're going to keep growing. And you're going to start to grow into the person that can attract people. All right? So thank you so much, Eric Worre, for having me. I hope I dropped some good gems. Start with the letter A today. All right? Let's go.
Thanks, Stormy. All right, so sounds easy, right? Just start with people with the letter A. I'm going to tell you what to tell them. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get you through a process because if I was so bound up with fear when I first started that I did what they told me, but then I got punched in the face emotionally. And I was scared to do it the next time, and I got punched in the face again. And you get punched in the face enough times, you're like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something wrong with this whole thing. So let's talk about the psychological aspect of what we're trying to accomplish when we're recruiting, okay? Your goal, when you're out there talking to people about your business is education and understanding. That's your goal. To get people to understand what you have to the point that they become educated on it and they can make a choice for themselves. I had this crazy thing that happened to me is when I first joined network marketing, I had this assumption that everybody I knew would at least be willing to take a look. Nope. I have this thing, I'm not interested. What do you mean you're not interested? I'm not interested. I haven't even told you what it is yet. Yep, but I'm not interested. I'm like, okay. Education and understanding. That's all we're here to do. Think of yourself as a consultant trying to solve a problem for a client. And you need to identify that client. You need to educate them on a potential solution. It may or may not work for them. That's fine. Not everybody's going to be a prospect today or be ready today. It's okay. Emotionally release yourself from the outcome. Your only goal is education and understanding. That helped me. I don't know if it helps you, but it helped me to just say, just breathe, Eric. You're trying to help this person understand what you have. That's all. They're not rejecting me, they're rejecting that thing. That's not a solution for them. Fantastic, wonderful. So that helped me a lot. And I got to tell you, there's a big lie that's going on in the world. A big lie. And it's being told by billionaires and thought leaders and Shark Tank people and iconic entrepreneurs. And you know what the lie is? Only do what you love. Only do what you love, because if you only do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. It is not real. That is not a real thing. And it's become this popular thing that says, oh, I'm not having fun right now, so I guess I should stop doing it. Only do what you love. Are you kidding me? Does an Olympic athlete, while they're training for the Olympics, only do what they love? No. Does a prima ballerina only do what she loves? No. You moms out there raising your children, did you only do what you loved? No. You love them, so you'll do it. I love this, but I got to give you a confession. Here's my confession. I hated recruiting. I hated it so much. If I knew I had to add a new line to my organization or whatever in order for me to grow, it was, if I was not desperate, I wouldn't have done it. I was so introverted, so scared, so insecure, so afraid of being judged, so afraid of being embarrassed that I was just like, I know I have to, but I don't want to. And my mentor explained why I needed to, explained I needed to get leverage, explained I couldn't sell, my way to success. I needed to build a network. I explained, yeah, I get it. But I hate it so much. My battery would drain so fast. I'd literally have to listen to music to pump myself up to make the next call or make the next. It was so hard for me. How many of you, it's been hard for you? Just this idea of it. I need to go recruit. So hard. So for a while, I avoided everything. I tried to avoid doing it. Maybe I could just sell enough. And those people will magically join my team. That didn't work. How many are magically joining your team because they became a customer? Not really happening. You get the occasional one. It gives you hope, but you're not really building a team. So, and they also told me this. They said, if you do it enough, you'll learn to love it. Nope. I did not learn to love it. Never. I became world class. I became one of the best recruiters in the world. I became highly skilled, but I'm still an introverted person. I mean, here's how I viewed recruiting in my mind, okay? Just to get it clear. A person is drowning. They don't know that they're drowning. And I can save them. So I swim out to them, and I try to let them know. If they stay in the water much longer, they've already gone down twice. They're going to go down a third time. And I try to help them. And they fight me. And they punch me in the face. And they call me names. And they say, leave me alone. I'm like, no. This is not the plan. There's a beach right here. You don't have to get smashed by the waves 8,000 times. And some, sadly, I had to swim back to shore. Otherwise, they were going to drown me. Right? That's how I viewed it, honestly. So if you're not comfortable, if it's not something you love, it's okay. It's okay for you to do it anyway, because I love this. I love working with like-minded people. I love finding people who have the same goals and dreams as I do. I love seeing the world together. I love the friendship. I love watching somebody create a career. I love watching somebody who didn't believe in themselves start to believe in themselves. I love all that. So I'm willing to do the painful thing until I get the team built. And my little hack is because you ever met those people that are natural recruiters? Those annoying people that are just like, yeah. They recruit literally every day. Oh, yeah, I recruited 5 people on the way from the airport to the hotel. I recruited 3 people while I was in the hotel. I got to get back because I recruit 3 more people at dinner. I'm like, shut up. I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? You met these people. I'm not that guy. I literally, emotionally had to say, you know what? I'm going to put my recruiting clothes on, and all I'm going to do is recruit, and I'm going to recruit as fast as I can, as many as I can, so I can get to the other side and go work with those people, which I love. Yes. That's how, so I do it in bunches. That was my coping mechanism. Now, there's some people that are great at, consistently, they recruit 2 to 4 to 8 a month or whatever forever. That wasn't me. I'd recruit 10 or 20, then I'd go to work with them, do what I love, and I'd say, oh, I got to do it again. Those people are kicked out of the nest. They're out there flying on their own. Do it again. Go. And then I'd get that group. That was my coping mechanism, okay? You can borrow that if you'd like. Sometimes it's better to just put those clothes on and don't allow any distractions and just recruit. Bring it, get those of you who are not out of level 1, you need to just put those recruiting clothes on and get your 10. Just get it done. Do not look right, do not look left, do not watch Netflix, do not scroll on social, do not do anything until you get your 10 done. It's got to be literally a decision, okay? So, now, you don't have to love it, but you have to do it if you want scale. And how many of you want scale and leverage in a real business? Okay. So here's one of the key concepts that you need to understand if you're going to have success without a lot of ability. Because here was one of my limiting beliefs. I'm not making that much money. So how can I go tell somebody that they can go make a bunch of money when I'm not making money? I've been with my company for 3 years, and I rebuilt my team 4 times. How can I go tell them with any confidence that they should come in and be part of this as well? That's a hard thing to do. I feel inauthentic. I feel like a phony. I feel like an imposter. I feel like I'm lying. You can be free. They say, well, how free are you? I'm not very free. So you have to find a way to recruit that's not about you. This is a critical concept. If you want to become a recruiting machine, you need to understand this concept. Here's you. Here's your prospect. And if you go to your prospect and you give them the facts, you give them the information, the only people who are going to join you are people who respect you, look up to you, and were wishing for you to call them, say, please, could I work for you somehow? Those are the only people you're going to get. If somebody's at a peer level with you, it's why nurses end up recruiting a bunch of other nurses. Teachers end up recruiting a bunch of other teachers. You know? Because they're going to their little peer group and they're saying, hey, I've got all this information, but you're set up for disaster. If you're giving the facts yourself, you're set up for failure. So when I started, I was 23 years old. If I'm talking to a 50-year-old successful person and I have 18 jobs prior to talking with that, connecting with them, and they know I'm 23 with 18 jobs, and they know that they're successful at 50, what chance do I have? No shot. It doesn't matter how good, because they're just like, Eric, let's play 20 questions. Let's start with the first 18, your 18 jobs that you had prior to this. What in the world, kid? Why am I on your list? This doesn't even make sense to me. Right? So how can I educate that person so they understand what the opportunity is? I need to make it not about me. If it's about me, I'm dead. Ladies talking to a man. Do men have egos, yes or no? Yes. Will they dismiss you as a person with a business idea, yes or no? Yes. So how, ladies, can you recruit men into your organization if you make it all about you? Going to be very difficult. People of different skin color, people of different age, people of different belief systems. Can a Democrat recruit a Republican? Is that possible in this world? So, you need to make it not about you. This has to not be about you. Get that in your head. You are a connector, not an expert. Write that down. You are a connector, not an expert. You're going to be connecting people to an expert source that is not you. A connector, not an expert. In order to do that, you need what we call a third party. You need to introduce, you go to your prospect, and then you introduce. There's somebody in room 2 that's very, very loud. They're saying, please mute that person in room 2 if you guys are watching back there. Introduce your prospect to a third party. You're a connector. You're going to introduce your prospect to a third party. So let me give you some examples of what a third party could be. Do you have a slide for this, John? Or can you type it as perfect? I love you. So let me give you some ideas of what a third party could be. Your product. Introduce them to your product. Here's your product. And if people ask questions about the product, well, let me show you all the backup about the product instead of you trying to be an expert about the product. Your company website, you can point them to your company website where they can learn more. That's not about you. A distributor website, you might have a distributor website. All the information's on there. They ask you a question, you can guide them there. Your upline. Some of you have a good upline, some of you don't. If you don't, it's probably a better thing, but that's another training. Or someone else. If you make friends inside of your company that have been involved longer than you have, make sure you connect with as many people as you can, so when somebody you're talking to has a question, you can guide them to someone else. Oh, that's a good question. Let's go get the answer. Instead of you trying to be an expert. Like three-way chats, three-way phone calls, three-way text messages. Somebody asks a question, hold on. I'm going to connect this other person that I'm sure has the answer because I'm not an expert. This is not about me. Let me connect you to this other person. You connect to the other person and says, hey, my friend here, my prospect here, but you'd say, my friend has this question and I didn't really have the answer and I thought you probably would. Can you help us with this? And that person gives the information. You don't get to give any of the facts. You understand? Yes. And it's hard. It's really hard, especially if you've been involved in network marketing for a while. It's especially hard. If anybody asks you for directions, excuse me, do you know where the Quick Trip is down the street? Oh yeah, it's, go down 4 things and, 2 blocks over and you'll see it, on your left. If somebody asks you a question, you have to reserve and not answer and guide them to a third-party resource. This is vitally important. If you want to have recruiting results, third party needs to be your toolbox, not your words. The worst tool you can use are your own words. The worst tool possible. There could be articles about your company. There could be articles about your product. There could be printed material and brochures that you can show people, right? There could be videos. A lot of people using videos. Let me show you this video to explain it better than I can. There's audios. There's podcasts. There's links that you can connect people to. There's Zoom recordings that you can connect people to. This will explain it better than I can. I know right now, this event, there are people who are not involved in network marketing watching this event to be able to figure out what would I do if I joined. This is the smartest thing. Talk about third party, you don't have to say nothing. You just took them behind the curtain and showed them what they would do if they were part of this, right? So in-person events. Why don't we get together? I'll introduce you to some people. You can get the answers to your questions, right? 2-on-1. Go sit down for coffee. Yourself, somebody who's in your business, and they could either be physically there or set up on FaceTime or something and sit down with you and have coffee at a Starbucks and have the conversation and have that other person give the facts. Small group or in-house presentations, another way. Let somebody else give the information. You don't have to give the information. Local events, some of you have local events. People are getting together, whether it's training, information, whatever. Bigger company events, great tool to be able to use. So, your story or other people's story? Your story or other people's story is that's the only time you get to use your own words to help your prospect understand. Your story's okay, because that's still kind of third party. You're telling a story. But giving facts is prohibited if you want to have success. If you want to have duplication, if you want to really grow this, you need to not be the fact giver. You need to be the fact connector. Okay? You're going to connect that prospect. Your goal is what? Education and understanding. If it's just from you, they can't see it from you. Right? So, don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. Anytime. What's your name? Devin. So Devin, let's say I'm standing, see that chat thing over there? Let's say that's the business opportunity, okay? And I say, hey, Devin, I've got this really cool thing. It's amazing. And it's right here. Can you see it? No, sir. Why can you not see it? Because I'm in the way. Do you understand? So I need to get out of the way and say, it's here. And then she says, well, and she asks me a question. I have to resist the urge to do this. I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. Because now I'm in the way again, and now she can start judging me, say, well, how much money are you making again, and how's this working for you? And I'd like, whoa. Sorry, it's over there. Ignore the man over here introducing you. It's all over there. And will that help? As a man trying to recruit a woman, guys, most of you don't understand this. You're 1 or 2 words away from disaster. You got to be careful because you won't even know you offended them. They'll still be smiling, and they're inside they're saying, this asshole, I can't wait till he gets out of here because there's no way I'm joining this. Not happening. True? Person of color. My black friend, I'm talking to him. I'm in the way. What is he seeing? What are you seeing when I'm saying, let me tell you about this business and how excited I'm going to be, and here's all the information. Here's how much money people are making. Products changing lives. It's unbelievable. What do you see? You see a white guy. You see a white guy standing in the way. But if I get out of the way, and you can see people, black people involved, having success, doing things, you're like, maybe it's not just a white guy thing. Maybe I should take a look. See what I'm saying? If you're 70 talking to somebody 22 years old and you're standing in front of them, they're 22 years old, and you're saying, you could do this business, son. What is a 22-year-old thinking? That ain't for me. You got to get out of the way, introduce them to some 22-year-olds. See what I'm saying? Third party is your best friend. This takes some discipline for you to be able to really focus on this. I'm going to teach you how, the whole arc of how you're going to recruit. Be able to recruit on demand. But you got to get solid on third party. One of your assignments today is make a list of every possible third party you have in your company. Every one, including every friend, every resource, every article, every Zoom recording, every video, every audio, your product sampling, everything you can think of. Make it a total list. So when you're in front of somebody, you don't have to try and think of it out of your head. You can go look at your list and say, well, let me introduce you to this. Let me give you the rule if you want to be successful at recruiting. And this was great for me. When I was 23, 18 jobs, I learned this the hard way. I tried to recruit successful people. There was no shot. Here's the rule. If your lips are moving, you need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. Pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. Pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. I'll get out of the way, sorry. See, I got to get out of the way so you can take a picture. You need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. It's not about you. Anytime, and listen, you could try and feed your ego by trying to be superstar. How many of you were wildly successful, even if that sounds egotistical, prior to being involved in network marketing? Please raise your hands. What did you do, sir? You flew jets. What kind of jets? Citation. Ah, I have G5. G550. That's the best. Isn't the best thing? Yeah. So anyway, as a pilot, he flew jets. As the pilot, you could probably go to people who looked up to you in your career, and you probably got some success, right, early. And you leveraged your influence. Hey, I've been successful. Come on along, right? But here's what happens. Let's say you were a 10 when it came to credibility and influence. Who were you recruiting? 6s, 7s, and 8s. And they were doing what you were doing. And what were they recruiting? 3s and 4s. And what were those people recruiting? 1s and 2s. And pretty soon, people couldn't even afford the product, right? You had this organization that kind of devolved over time, because even if you're highly influential, you're making tons of money, you have to kind of hold that and not make that the big deal for personal recruiting, because it's a trickle-down bad effect. If you use third party, even if you're successful, you have a better chance of being able to recruit everyone. People at higher levels than you, lower levels than you. We're going to talk about that. All right. Boy, I got to speed up. We got a lot to cover. So, I was going to teach you how to tell your story. I'm not going to do that because we don't have time. But I'll give you 4 parts in telling your story. I just want you to write these down. This is how I would recommend you tell your story. Normally, we would practice this and we would go over it a little bit more. But write this down, 4 parts. Your background. What's your background? He was a pilot. What'd you do? Worked for Caterpillar. What'd you do? Personal trainer. What'd you do? Radiologist? Radiology tech. What'd you do? Corporate America. What'd you do? Health and nutrition. What'd you do? Musician. Whatever it is. Everybody's got one, right? Y'all got one. So what was your background? Second, what did you not like about it in particular? What was not so fun? So, what did you not like about it? Give me something. Back-breaking work. Training.
The industry of healthcare itself.
Healthcare itself, the industry. That's a long list.
Hours of one-on-one.
Hours of one-on-one, trading time for money as the trainer. Work your butt off in corporate without being appreciated, probably. People have to want to change. Dealing with other musicians. There's a whole bunch of stuff where you're probably underpaid, underappreciated. There's politics involved. You had to watch your back. All kinds of, you can come up with a quick little list of what wasn't so great. Even if you loved what you did, there's probably something. Okay? Part 3 is that you found a solution. I found a solution to all the things that I didn't like to be able to create a better life. And part number 4, how you feel about the future. It doesn't even have to be about your results. It's about how you feel. How do you feel now after you found this thing? So every one of you can use that story to introduce somebody to a third party. That will humanize you and connect you with your prospect, and then you can make an introduction to a third party. You understand? Now, normally I'd practice this 2 or 3 times, and you go, oh, I really get it. I'm just going to encourage you to go home and practice this yourself. Do it with each other. If you're a couple, do it with your friends, back and forth, and you're going to realize real fast that 4-part story will crush, absolutely crush, when it comes to building rapport and connection with your prospect. Okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is warm market, or excuse me, hot market. How many of you would love it if your close friends and family would at least support you? Raise your hands, please. Wouldn't that be nice? Like, my gosh, we make these assumptions that my family would at least support me, and your close friends and family are probably the group that knocks more people out of network marketing than any other group. They drop this seed of doubt in your head. They laugh at you. They roll their eyes at you. They call you crazy. They do all this stuff because they don't understand. It's fine. So I'm going to give you I think there's cold market, people you don't know yet that just meet randomly. There's warm market, people that you know. And then there's hot market, people who know you maybe too well. They know all your challenges and issues, okay? So I'm going to give you an approach with hot market. How many of you have already felt like you've burned out your warm market? Put some flame emojis in the chat. Raise your hands if you feel like you burned out your warm market. Not all of you. All right, that's good. But there's quite a few flames thrown up. Most of them are just waiting because they had to find the flame emoji. So, I'm going to give you one approach that if you've not gone to a person in your hot market, that will work for them. And I'm going to give you another one if you've already gone to them and maybe been shut down by them. This is very important. Some of you can get your 10 done in your hot market without even trying. Okay? So, let's start with people that you haven't talked to in your hot market. Connect with them. Hey, you have a second? And here's how it works today. I don't have my phone here. You text somebody, you have a second, you don't call. Unless friends and family, close friends and family will pick up most of the time, but still, you have a second is courtesy today. Text them, you have a second? They'll usually say, yeah, or what time, or whatever, fine. And then you get them on the phone. Say, listen, I just wanted to call and thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my brother, my sister, my family member, whatever. We have our times, we have our moments, but I know when the chips are down, you've got my back. And I just want you to know I appreciate you for being there for me. That matters. And I'm grateful for it. Part 2. Compliment. 1. Thank them for their support in the compliment. Still part 1. Part 2. Tell them that you started a business and quickly disqualify them from being a part of the business in the same sentence if possible. This is important. Listen, I just started this business. Yeah, I work with this company and they work with nutritional products and I'm super, super excited about it. And you're not a prospect. I'm not calling to recruit you. Matter of fact, I don't think this is a fit for you at all. This is just for me. Okay? So they'll just go, their defenses go down because you're not trying to recruit them. And you're sincerely not. And then you're going to go one of 2 ways. If you opened up a restaurant, would you expect your close friends and family to come to the grand opening? Yeah. If they thought the meal was crappy and they hated the food, would you expect them to come back? But you'd expect them to come once, right? If they thought it was as good as something across the street, would they likely come back to yours instead of somebody else's? Yeah. If it was great, would they keep coming back and would they tell their friends? Yeah. So, I started this business. I'm really excited about it. But I'm also a little bit nervous and I'm just getting going. And it would mean the world to me if you would support my business and be my customer one time. Not forever, just once. Yeah, I have this product, it's $80 or $50 or whatever. I have this thing. It would mean the world to me if you would support my business. I'm trying to get a certain number of customers in my first month. I want to get some feedback from people that I trust as far as how this product or service is working for them. Would you be my customer one time? It's not forever. It's just one time. Now, if you came to me with that approach, I'm in. If you start trying to pitch me on a business right away and you're my brother, like, whoa, slow down. You were painting houses a week ago. What's going on? Right? So, but if you said, would you support my business, just be my customer one time, I'd be super grateful. It'd mean the world to me. I need you to be the customer one time, and I need you to give me the feedback on the product. That's really what I'm looking for the most. Here's a 30-day supply. Here's a 60-day supply. It's a 90-day supply. It's $100, whatever it is. You know how many sets of Cutco knives I've bought over the years from my nieces and nephews? Do you think I need all those sets of Cutco knives? I don't. They're a great product. But when niece or nephew comes in, I'm going to reward the pitch. Somebody knocks on the door and says, I'm raising money for jerseys for our soccer team, and we have this spray bottle that'll take care of any mess on your windows. I'm like, kid, keep the spray bottle. Here's $20 just for the knock. Keep it for yourself. Good for you. I want to support, but I don't want to sign up forever. I don't know if I'm going to even like it. So how many of your close friends and family would likely say yes to that? Good percentage. Make it nice, make it fun, make it easy. They become a customer. So guess what most of marketing is? Almost all of marketing. Getting somebody to try something. That's all it is. When you see a Super Bowl commercial, do you know what that commercial is about? Getting somebody to try that product. If they like it, they'll continue. If they don't, they won't. That's all we're trying to do here too. Get them to try your product. Support your business one time, try the product. Okay, now you've got a customer. Here's a different approach to that same person that you haven't talked to yet. It's a practice approach. The first approach, just kind of put that under support. Would you support me? Be my customer one time. You are not a business prospect. This is my business. I'm building it. The practice approach. If I go to Ace, my friend, my brother, my cousin, my whatever, I call Ace and say, Ace, listen, I just appreciate the fact that we've been friends so long and you've always supported me. You always got a smile. You always give me a hug and you're always wishing the best for me, and I'm grateful for it. It means everything. And I've started a new business, and don't worry, I'm not trying to recruit you. I'm not trying to recruit you. It's not about that. I just want you to know I'm nervous, okay? And I need somebody I can practice on. I got this little pitch. I haven't done it to very many people. I need a friendly face. Can I practice my little pitch on you? Absolutely. I can? All right, fantastic. And all I'm going to do, it won't take much of your time. It's going to be really easy. They just want me to kind of go through this little process, and I'm kind of clumsy about it, and I'd love to have a friendly face. So if I use a practice approach with Ace, if you did that with a family member, how many of them would say, sure, come on. Just, you got to make them know it's going to be easy. It's not going to be a 3-hour thing on a Saturday afternoon. It's going to be 15 minutes. Can I practice on you, please? I got my little pitch and I'm nervous. All right, sure. I'll make it easy. I'll come to you, whatever. Or we'll jump on Zoom and we can do it. Make it easy. And at the end of that practice approach, as you've gone through it, here's the thing about a practice approach. How many of you consider yourself an entrepreneurial thinker? Raise your hands. Entrepreneurs cannot help when they see something that is a financial or business opportunity, they cannot help but connect the dots, no matter how clumsy the person is in front of them. They cannot help it. If they go to a concert, they're counting chairs and how much did people pay per chair and how much did they sell at concessions and how much popcorn went out of this joint, and you know what I mean? Entrepreneurs can't help it. So you're a clumsy little practice approach, but they're going, I can think of this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. As long as you don't make it about you, they're going to get curious, I promise. And at the end of your practice approach, then you can throw the support approach afterwards, which would say, listen, would you support me? Be my customer one time. I won't be offended if you say no. But it would mean the world to me. I really need the testimonial. I really need somebody to try this for me. I really need somebody to give me some feedback. And also ask them for feedback. You know, again, I told you I'm nervous. How did I do? What could I do better? Where would you have me improve this presentation? See what I mean? Now, if you add your story to this little process with Hot Market, you tell them your story, and then you ask them for support or you ask them for practice and then end up at support, how many family members are going to get behind you, even if they don't join you? How many are going to understand why you're doing what you're doing? How many are going to at least appreciate the product and encourage you? And you know what the last thing you need to say to every one of these hot market? Whether you ask them for support or practice, here's the last thing you need to say. I need one more favor. Will you push me to be the best entrepreneur I can be? If you see me slacking off, if you see me getting distracted, will you call me up or send me a text and say, hey, get off your ass? You told me you wanted to be successful. I thought you were serious. Would you kind of be my friend / mentor and push me? I'd really appreciate it. Now imagine that happens with every brand new person in your organization from today forward. What are the results going to be moving forward? How many customers are you going to end up with? How skilled do you have to be for this to happen? Not very skilled. You're going to end up with a bunch of customers. And some are going to join even if you say, no, I said it wasn't for you. They're still going to say, yeah, shut up. I'm still joining. You're not keeping me out of this thing. You will sign some people up. But my ultimate goal is I want your close friends and family to be a wind at your back, not a wind in your face. If they're a wind in at your back, it's going to, and you get a little bit of results, you get some customers, you make a few bucks, earn a check. It's going to make you happy, all right? So does that help? That helpful? All right, now we're going to pivot now into finding prospects. How many people have at least 2 pages of notes so far? All right, good. Like I told you, we're going fast. We're going fast, but I want to give you as much information as I could possibly give you. How do you find prospects? I thought that this was like a natural resource. Either you knew a lot of people and you were influential, or you didn't know anybody and you had no chance. I live in a small town. Well, sucks for you. I guess you can't win. Serious. At 23, how impressive do you think my list was after 18 jobs? And what happened with me is I started crossing off people. I made a list of 100 people. I started crossing them off, and I'm approaching those people with the worst possible approaches and the highest level of anxiety. And I'm talking to my best people. That is not a good recipe for success. You add up anxiety, incompetence, and good people. Some people say you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Yes, you can. You can chase really good people away from our profession by saying all kinds of crazy nonsense. Amateur talk, salesperson breath. You know what I mean? Fire hose. You know, here's all this stuff. Join, you have to.
Shut up, just shut up, shut up, shut up, just shut up, shut up.
So, I mean, people can get inappropriate, handing out business cards at funerals. You know, hey, if you're ever thinking about an opportunity, you know, we're all going to die someday. We might as well do something about it now. Tell me, you only laugh because you've seen people be inappropriate in these crazy environments. You need to not be one of those people. Professional, please. Professional, please. So how do you find prospects? Here's where you start. Number 1, your phone. Pull out your phone, and literally every single person in your phone that is eligible to join your business and has a pulse needs to go on your list. You can approach them hot market if you want to, but I'm going to teach you how to approach them no matter what, with the goal of education and understanding. Every single person on your phone. Now, I'm kind of old school. I write them down on a list. I write them down on paper. Okay? That's me. If you want a spreadsheet, use your spreadsheet. I'm a visual guy. If it's in a spreadsheet, I got to remember to open up the spreadsheet, and I got to look at the spreadsheet, and for me, I need to have it so I can just look at it and go, oh yeah, I should be following up with this person or whatever. So start with every single person on your phone. If they're the nastiest person on your phone, if they're the nicest person on your phone, if they're eligible to join your business or be your customer, then they need to go on your list, period, okay? No prejudging. Turn your brain off. Act as if somebody else took your phone and doesn't know anything about you, and they made your list for you. That's the list. Because I know some of you going like, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Some of you have people on your list, but when you see their name and you're scrolling through, it hurts a little. You can take those people off. They don't have to be there. You know what I'm saying? If it hurts every time you scroll past their name because they're rude to you or something at some point or they're disrespectful, they don't need to be on the list. But in your phone, but they should still be on your list. I can teach you how to recruit negative people. Let me tell you about negative, miserable, cynical, horrible people. Want me to tell you about them? They're people who had their heart broken. At some point, they were disillusioned, they were disappointed, they were betrayed, they got cynical because they had high hopes and it didn't work out. Those people need rescuing too. I'm not saying let negative people influence your life, but I'm saying you can rescue some of those negative people that are drowning. You can bring them to the beach. You really can. Sometimes easier than the positive people. Okay? So everybody goes on the list. Next, everybody in your email, everybody you've sent or received an email from goes on your list. You might not have complete information, but it goes on your list. Third, this is a big one. Everybody that you are connected to on social media, on every platform. And you're like, wait, this is work. Yeah. You want to be a professional? Yeah. It's work. Everybody on social, every single person. You might only have them friended up on whatever, Instagram or Facebook or whatever. You're following them, they're following you. I mean, if they're following you, start there. If you're following them, they're not following you. They might not know you, but everybody you're connected with, write them down, write them down, write them down, write them down, write them down. I'll teach you how to approach them. We're getting through level 1 is no problem, no problem. I just want to show you, you have in your phone right now, every single person in your phone right now can lead you to others that could create $100,000 a year income for you in network marketing. Every single person in your phone. 100% of the people in your phone can lead you to someone or a group of people that would be worth $100,000 a year to you. So do not dismiss that 100,000 by dismissing that one person. They're terrible. I don't even want them on the team. You're not approaching this person as a destination. You're approaching this person as a doorway to a world of people that you don't know yet. You understand? So, everybody, phone, email, social. Next, who do they know? You can go on Facebook and you can find out who your friends know, and you're going to go, oh yeah, well, I kind of know them too. And you can expand your list. Think about who the people you know that they know. And then fifth, decide to network on purpose. Decide to be a citizen of the world. Decide to join groups on social on interests, on categories that interest you. Like, give me a passion that you have. Anybody? Passion. Dogs. Can you find dog groups? What kind of dogs? Hiking in Vegas with your dog. Can you find a hiking in Vegas with your dog group? Yeah. Join the group, bring some value, make some friends. Network on purpose means just be a citizen of the world. Raise your awareness. There's people out there that are searching for opportunity. You have a solution. It might be for them, it might not, but it should definitely be part of their thought process on finding the solution for them. Okay? So, here's a good rule of thumb. 2 a day. 2 a day. Just every day, don't let the day go by without adding at least 2 people to your list. Every single day. Friend them up, get their information, friend them up, add them to your list. You don't have to prospect them that day. I'm going to teach you exactly what to say and how to do it. All right. Here's what I want to do first. I got another friend who wants to give you a quick message. He's connecting from the south of France currently. He has taught a lot of people how to use social media in order to be able to help you grow your prospect list and help you ultimately recruit people. His name is Fraser Brooks. And Fraser, take it away.
Hey Eric, thank you so much. Super excited to be here with you guys. I'm fired up. This challenge has been absolutely incredible. So, hey, I just want to share with you real quick one simple, powerful framework that's helped me over the years and helped many people I've passed it on to as well. So, first and foremost, social media is just an incredible way to recruit more people. If you look back through the history books of network marketing and look at how people used to generate leads, it is so much easier now and so much faster now to be able to generate a lead, to be able to then put through your process, to be able to recruit or get a new customer. So be grateful for that. But with that being said, we often overcomplicate things, right? The more you kind of get to know, the more you want to know. It's that obsession that we get inside of this profession. But let's keep it simple. Using a really simple framework that I call FAST. The F is for find. The A is for ask, the S is for show, and the T is for track. So step one, find. We need to find someone or be found on social media. You find someone in Facebook groups, in the comments of other people's posts, or you'll be found by creating on-point content that serves people, gives value to people. All right? So you can use, if you want to know the platforms right now to use, if you want to recruit, the #1 platform for recruiting right now in network marketing on social media is Facebook. The #1 platform to getting new customers on social media is TikTok. And the #1 platform for building a brand on social media is Instagram. So know the platform that you're going to be creating content on. Know the audience that are on those platforms. Know what they want. Know what's easiest and what's best for each platform. Okay, if you want to find people, go into Facebook groups. If you want to be found, create content that gives value. The A is for ask. Ask the question. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, you'll never know. So make sure that you actually ask people if they'd be open to receiving more information about what you've got to do. All right? The more people you ask, the more money you'll make. Just make sure you ask it in the right way. Don't be a spammy-pammy. All right? Number 3, the S. Show people what you've got. Show your story. Show the system. Show a video. Show the people involved. Show the community. Show the accountability that people are going to get. Yes, you've got an incredible presentation. I'm sure of it. But if people don't know what they've got to do, which is a system, if they can do it, which are people, and will it be worth it, which are the basic fundamentals of the compensation plan and how they can make money, they won't want to do it, right? So you find someone or be found, you ask if they're open, you show them what you've got, and the T is for track. You've got to track the reason why someone says no. Because I promise you, you already know this, the fortune's in the follow-up. Well, I would even say that the fortune's in the follow-ups. But a lot of people won't follow up. And they won't recruit people because they go, what's the point in following up with Mary? Because Mary's already said no to me. Well, when you know that Mary said, I haven't got enough time or I haven't got enough money, you can simply say, hey, Mary, I know the last time we spoke, money was an issue or time was an issue. Is that still the case? She says, no, I'm absolutely cool now. Great. Do you want to have a look at what we got going on? She says, yes, money is an issue. Great. I really want to help my friends get out of their situations. Like, will you be open to checking out what we've got here to get you out of this situation? All right, so my time's up. Again, a FAST acronym for a fast framework for a fast amount of time that we're doing this training for. So, Eric, I appreciate you. Marina, thank you so much for all the team involved in this. This has been amazing, and I've always wanted to say this. Back to you in the studio.
I need somebody.
My buddy Fraser.
Not just anybody.
So, I want you to write this down. I'm going to give you the whole arc. I gave you a little bit of information. We got started on this arc, but I will give you the whole arc because what I want you to, my mission on this earth, okay, is to take the 2% that are getting to 10 recruits and at least double it globally. If we double it globally, every single company's in momentum. Every single company is in momentum. Momentum, I'm talking about 60, 70% year-over-year growth. Just going from 2 to 4. We can do that in this room. All right? It starts here. Those of you, wave your hands if you're at home and you're ready to be part of that change. You want to get out of level 1. Teach your teams how to get out of level 1. We're going to make that happen. All right, fantastic. So take a look at this chart. Write this down. Here's the flow. And I just wrote it while Fraser was doing this, so it's not, and forgive my handwriting. Find prospects. That's step one. You got to find somebody to talk to. Then you need to have a conversation. We're going to talk about that next. Have a conversation with those people. Then you need to pivot. I'll explain what pivot means in a moment. It's where most people get stuck. Most people got stuck in the pivot. Then you need to invite them to some sort of third-party tool. Then you need to present what you have with some sort of third-party tool. Then you need to continue the conversation with them, because most people aren't ready to make a decision at the first exposure. And then they can ultimately enroll, recruit, sponsor, whichever word you want to use. We use recruiting for this challenge, so I'll keep it recruit. They join your business. Okay? So, I've given you a short course on how to find prospects, and you should have plenty of people to talk to. Let's talk about the conversation thing. Write this in your notes, please. All business is conversation. All business is conversation. If you and others are talking about your product, your opportunity, you're in business. If you're not talking about it, you are out of business. All business is conversation. All business. At every level is conversation. Okay? So here's where most people mess up. They find prospects and their initial conversation is a business conversation. And it's a little too abrupt. It's a little too aggressive. Now, if you're willing to go through enough pain and enough numbers, you can do it that way if you want. But remember I said every person in your contact list has $100,000 a year to you income in their network? Do we want to do this the best possible way, or do we just want to throw numbers at the wall and see what sticks? Best possible way, right? Because you could succeed, but you can also kind of pour gasoline on the grass of all the other parts of your organization and kill the grass by being boorish, by being inappropriate, by being too aggressive. Haven't talked to them in 3 years. Your first words out of your mouth are, come join my business. So, this is going to sound like a foreign concept to you. But once you make your list, here's what I want you to do. Start a conversation with them. Be a normal human being. Just say hello. Hi, how are you? What's new? Take a look at their social media for 1 second. Say, hey, I saw a picture of the dog. How long you had the dog? I didn't know you had one. What's going on in your life? You ready for kids going back to school? How was your summer? I saw your name and it made me smile. So I thought I'd just say hi. And where most of that conversation going to be? Text message, SMS, direct message on social. That's where it's mostly going to be. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hello. All right? No business conversation. We'll find the moment. That's the pivot. The pivot is pivoting that conversation to a business conversation. Right now, I need you to establish some rapport with this person. If it's hot market, you already have rapport. You already have an approach for hot market. I'm talking about the rest of the world. Everybody you're connected with. You need to start a conversation and say hello. And do you need a script for this? Somebody like, well, what should I say? What would you say to this actual person that you know? You still working at that place? What's going on in your life? What's happening here? What's happening there? So here's what I want you to do. We're going to do an exercise right now. You ready? Everybody pull out your phones. And at home, pull out your phones. And I want you to start 5 conversations in the next 3 minutes. I don't care who they are. I don't care if you have to pick them randomly. Pick the most negative person in your phone. Send it. Send a hello. I'm just wishing you the happiest day ever. Whatever. 5 starts to 5 people. You got 3 minutes. Go. At home too, every single one of you at home. Jennifer Hardman, that's you too. Come on. Tamara, she's already on it. Anna Smith, you got this. Virginia Hancock's on the phone doing it. It's not a time for notes. Send a message. Send a message. 5 conversations, 3 minutes. 3 a.m. there. Fine. I know it's 3 a.m., but I saw your name and I couldn't sleep. And I just wanted to shoot your message. If you're afraid of waking them up, Jennifer, you're probably in Australia, send them an email because that probably won't wake them up. Say, I know it's 3 a.m., but I just wanted to say hi. See what's going on in your life. Shoot me a text tomorrow when you wake up. Daryl, you banging it out. Daryl M. Norman, you got this. Gainer, you're on it. I can see. Michelle Jones, I can see you too. Fonda Nelson, she's banging it out. See how many you can do in 3 minutes. This is a huge part of what you're going to end up doing as you grow your business. Judith Black, banging it out. Some of you, you should, yeah, when you're done, put I'm done in the chat. You did your 5. Say hello. If you don't know what to say, just say hi. Huh? Make sure it's appropriate. You know, it's just like you up might not be appropriate for some of you, depending on the time of day.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering
Oh boy. Jessica, you done already? Yeah, I see you. Michaela, you done?
can
Has anybody how many people have a response so far? If you're in the chat, put a 7. If you're in the room, raise your hand. You already got a response. This is the Lyft driver. Fantastic. Congratulations, you're now starting a business. Was this hard or easy? You'll get responses, don't worry about it. This is just showing you an example of what's possible. It's not showing you how you're going to close it.
I must have called 1,000 times to tell you.
All right, bring Adele down. Come on. All right. I have more than 10 responses, 7 conversations happening. How many conversations are happening right now? Put it into the chat. Tessie says a little tense, but it's working. Why is it tense, Tessie? Why? This is somebody you know, and you're saying hello, and you're being a nice person. That's all you're doing. I'm not saying the next thing is going to be, are some people going to ghost you? Sure. Especially if you tried to prospect them 15 times. Just saying. If you have, it's fine. Right? No problem. I can help you out of that. All business is conversation. Can you do what I just described? Is it possible? Now, if you did it 100 times today, before you go to sleep, how long would it take you to do 100? To start 100? An hour? Something like an hour? How many conversations would begin from that 1 hour? Now our job is keep the conversation going. Just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I'm in some very, very big business conversations. I'm not going to share them here for confidentiality around the world. Some big, big players. And it's the same thing. I got into conversation. I keep it going. They ghost me. I touch back in. You know, they don't respond. I'm trying to get to an outcome. I'm trying to get to an introduction. I'm trying to get to a presentation. I'm going. Nothing. This way, that way. I stay in touch. Be nice. Be charming. Compliment. Keep it going. And at some point, there's going to be an opening for the pivot. There's going to be an opening for you to pivot to a business conversation. Okay? So here's what I want you to understand. For you and everybody in the room, it depends how hungry you are. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hungry are you? Really? Really, put in the chat. How hungry are you on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're really hungry and you really make a list on social, email, phone, everywhere, every list you possibly have, could you start 100 conversations a day if you're really hungry? And if you did, you wouldn't even worry about who didn't respond, because right now you're sending one at a time. They didn't respond, and you're like, oh, I need to go take a nap. You know, it's just like, this is hard. You know what I mean? So if you're super hungry, then find those people, start a conversation. Find those people, start a conversation. Find those people, start a conversation. You do 2 or 3 days of 100 a day, you'll have more conversations going on than you'll know how to handle. It's like tennis. You hit the ball over the net, they hit it back. Hey, I'm good. How about you? I'm fantastic. I'm ready for kids to get back to school. They send it back. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. What'd you do this summer? Did you have any fun? I didn't do much. We mostly had a staycation. How come just a staycation and not a vacation? Well, we're a little short on funds right now. Ding. How's the job going? Oh, you have no idea. I hate that job. Ding. Just saving it all. I saw you just had a grandkid. I saw you just had a baby. I saw you just got engaged. Oh yeah, it's amazing. All the best for your family. Conversation. And then at some point, there will be a moment when you can pivot. And the pivot is where we lose most of you. You pivot too early or you pivot too inappropriately into a business conversation. So for some of you, the conversation that you're going to have might need to be a couple weeks of just back and forth, friendly, not every, 20 texts a day. It's too much. But, especially if you're doing a lot of these, you hit it over the net. 2 days later, they send a response. Yeah, man, I've been busy. Man, crazy stuff going on. Oh, busy. Me too. How are you coping with what's going on? I always respond faster than they do, and if I don't hear back, I'll leave an appropriate window and then I'll restart it. Yeah, I saw this thing. If I know their passion, I know their interest, I'll send them a meme or something that'll make them laugh about what's going on in their life. Or I'll share something that they might find interesting. Or I say, hey, I've just watched this show. Have you ever watched a show like this? Whatever. Your job is keep the conversation going. As a professional, keep the conversation going. Then we get to the pivot. Now I'm going to give you some exact language on this, and we're going to go fast. We're going to go fast on the pivot, but this is the language that I've used. I've used my whole life. This is the language that, I don't know if I've ever really shared this exact pivot ever in 35 years, but this is actually what I do and what I've coached a lot of people to do. So give me some examples. This is where people get stuck. Let me help you get unstuck. Example number 1. By the way, just write that down. By the way, it's the beginning of a pivot. You got to make sure the moment's right for it. By the way, I can't get this idea out of my head. And I don't know why I didn't even think about it before. But since we've been talking, I've just been wondering, I'm doing something, then there might be something that we could do together. Call me crazy. I could be crazy. I could be completely off. But I thought you should at least know about it. You can wait and have a conversation 2 weeks later. Say, you know what? It was so great to catch up a couple weeks ago. And I can't get this idea out of my head. It's stuck here. I might be nuts. Just tell me I'm nuts if I'm nuts, and you won't. I won't bother you with it. Then you can say, well, what are you talking about? Here's another. And I shy away from exact scripts, but I'm going to give you kind of the themes, right? One theme is, by the way, I'm doing this thing over here. You ever thought about anything like this? It's just a by the way. Or I can't get this idea out of my head. It's another one. Third one, when we were talking, you said you weren't really happy at your job, or you had to have a staycation instead of a vacation. And I've thought about that, and I was thinking there might be a way for me to be able to help you. It's a crazy idea. You might call me nuts, but I thought I should at least share it with you. Right? I like using certain language. Like, I've got this crazy idea, or I have this intuition. It's one of my favorites. Talked to a couple, like, big billionaire guys. And my approach to them after starting conversation was, I have an intuition that we could make some money together. I have an intuition that what I have here in this studio, for example, what I have here could help you and your businesses and your brands make more money. And I could be completely wrong, but I feel like 1 + 1 might add up to 5. I just got an intuition about it, and call me nuts. But I think you should maybe check it out. I understand you're busy. I'm busy too. But I think it would be worth your time to at least cross this off. I always love to put it, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on all of this, and tell me I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I just have this intuition. Another one that I love, where do you live again? For your social media friends, where do you live again? And no matter what answer they give me, I thought so. And I can't believe I didn't talk to you about this before. My company is expanding in that exact area. And we're looking for some sharp people. Money motivated, ambitious business people in that area. Where are you from? Columbus, Ohio? You're not going to believe this. I'm expanding my business in Columbus, Ohio. Do you know anybody who's sharp that can help me launch a business there? Because it's working here. You know what I mean? Another one that I love, let's say I know that they work for themselves. Or, excuse me, they work for somebody else. This one's one of my favorites. Have you ever thought of going into business for yourself? Being your own boss, starting a company, being an entrepreneur? And no matter what answer they give me, it's going to be a compelling conversation. So what's your name? Kayla. Hi, Kayla. How you doing? So have you ever, outside of network marketing, let's just role play. Let's assume that what did you do prior to network marketing? Outfitting? Like hunting, working for an outfitter. Okay. Like hunting type stuff. You worked for, you had a boss, right? Okay. So Kayla? Kayla. So I go to Kayla and I say, Kayla, fun chatting back and forth. And first of all, if it's me, I'm married and she's single, and I'm sending her some message, I need to be talking about my wife a lot. Okay? So just make sure this is not some game. I'm not trying to do something. I need to be making sure that, you know, we have a connection from whatever appropriate thing. Otherwise, it's always going to feel a little, what's going on here? This is not normal, right? No, 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 no. Like, no, my love, you know. So I go to Kayla. Have you ever thought of starting your own business? Being your own boss? Yeah? Have you done it? Now, if she says no, she said no in this example, why haven't you done it? Real life. Oh, we have a mic? Great. Why haven't you done it? Just role play with me. Play it on.
Too young.
You too young? All right. Why else?
Not enough funding.
Didn't have enough money. That makes sense. What else?
Thinking that I might fail.
Thinking that you might fail. It's too scary. So security is important to you, right? So figuring out how you're going to do it. Any other reasons?
Not enough. Worrying that people won't support me.
Not sure that people will support you. So security and risk again. You got to make sure you can pay the bills.
Yep.
Yeah. So if I ask those questions a couple times, she says no. And I said, now this might sound crazy, but the reason why you popped into my head is what if there was a way that you could start a business with a great idea without having huge risk, that was flexible so you didn't have to walk away from your job? You could work for yourself, learn as you go, and be able to get some leverage, and over time build a business and be able to transition away from that job. If that was actually real, would you be willing to take a look at it?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Who wouldn't? Okay? So who's successfully started a business before? Or just started a business before? This young lady right here. Pass the mic right up. What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle. So I asked her, you know, hey, you ever started your own business or ever wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Yeah? What'd you start?
A school of music with my husband.
A school of music? How's it going?
It's great.
It's great?
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you able to scale? Do you have one location or do you have multiple locations?
One location.
One locations. Why don't you have more than one if it's a good thing?
Scaling is really hard because they're attached to us as the instructor.
Really hard. So they're attached to you. You're kind of the business.
Right.
Yeah. So if you pull you out, the business isn't as strong as it would be without you.
Correct.
What if you had 100 of those around the world? Would your life be better?
That would be amazing.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, what if you kind of turned it into a franchise almost, and everybody around the world was doing their thing, you were doing yours, and they were doing theirs? That'd be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because there's a kind of a cap on what you're earning now, even though it's a great business, and you love it.
Oh, for sure. Because if we don't work, we don't make money. So.
Yeah. So here's why I'm asking the question. I admire entrepreneurs, people who take the risk and go do the thing and make something successful, and you know, you should be proud of what you built. But what I've also learned is if they can't get scale, eventually they burn out. Eventually it gets tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. The business owns them, they don't own the business. So if I told you that there was a way to kind of have a business not only across the country but around the world that was operating independently from you, you could use the entrepreneurial skills you already developed, leadership skill you already developed. You could have your location. You didn't even have to give up your dance business that you had. You can keep that going. Mm-hmm. If I could show you how to be able to go expand it and have something that went around the world where you got real scale, real leverage, would that be something you'd be willing to take a look at it and just check out?
I'd for sure take a look at it.
Yeah, take a look. Why not? You're an entrepreneur.
For sure.
Yeah, cool. So, point, read, introduce, tell story. I would guide to that. But do you see, it doesn't matter. Hers is a business she loves. How about a person who tried a business and it didn't work? What's the story I'm going to get from them? Why didn't it work? I didn't have the money. The economy did this, this. Do I have a solution for that? Yes or no? Yes. I have a solution. But I already have a relationship because we've been in conversation. I'm asking questions to be able to find out exactly where they are. And I lead them to a solution that it might not be a fit, but at least it's one of the things they should explore. They should explore one of those things. So I love the entrepreneurial question, starting your own business question. If it's a no, why not? They give me the list, I have the answer to that list. If it's a yes, is it going well? Yeah, it's going great, but it's got its limitations. This. What if we could fix that? If it's a yes and it's a real struggle or it went out of business, I said never again, I went and got a job. I know you have entrepreneurial spirit. Let's figure out a way for you to get back into entrepreneurship without risking everything you got going on. I've got a solution. It might not be the solution, but it's a solution for you to at least explore. Do you understand this pivot now? There's a little charm. There's a little emotional intelligence to find out when to make the pivot. Conversation, pivot. Back to conversation, pivot. You know what I mean? I got this thing stuck in my head, and I want to help you. You know, so what does it hurt to take a look? Let's explore it together. Right? Dana White has UFC across the street 2 miles away. I wanted to get him over here. And we connected, we became friends. Conversation took me 6 weeks. 6 weeks for him to go 2 miles. 6 weeks. But when he finally walked in, you know what he said? Oh my God, thank you. Because I didn't understand until I walked in here. Now I get it. Let me help. You know, started opening up doors. Crazy. Conversation, pivot. Conversation, pivot. Leading people to the information. This was my third-party tool for Dana, for him to see what might be possible here. I think 1 + 1 adds up to 10. You know, we can do something together. Or not. Or not. It's okay if it's not. I just want you to understand it. Okay? So conversation and pivot. Start the conversation, keep the conversation going, look for the pivot. By the way, I can't get this thought out of my head. When we were talking, you said this, you said that. I have this crazy idea. I've got this intuition. I could be wrong. I might be completely off. Where do you live again? You ever started a business? You ever wanted to start a business? I can go with all of those different pivots in order to be able to say, oh, okay, I can now step over into this business conversation. This is where most people implode. They fall apart in the pivot because they go too hard, too fast, too strong, too inappropriate, haven't built rapport. And understand, if you're going to do this for the next 10 years, having conversation for the next 2 weeks is not going to kill you before you pivot. It's not going to kill you. Keep the conversation going. Look for that opening. When the opening comes, and say, hey, I got this thing. Then you can introduce them. Okay? Is this all making sense? If it's making sense for you at home, put a 7 in the chat if it's making sense. Let me just see. Is it making sense? You understanding? You understanding? You understanding? You understanding? All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 5-minute break that everybody knows is going to be a 10-minute break. But I promise you, I'm starting in 10 exact minutes. If you're at home, you need to go to the bathroom, get something to drink, get something to eat. If you're here, hit the bathroom as quick as you can, grab a drink, whatever. Get back in your seats in 10 minutes. We got a lot to cover, all right?
Keep all of your secrets. We go by trouble.
All right, ladies and gentlemen around the world, it's about 3 minutes to go until we're back. Now's a good time to get back to your device, turn on your camera, show your pretty face to the world. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Grab that last bit of hydration. Ready to take some more notes in 2.5 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 90 seconds away. For all the people staying up late at night around the world, congratulations. This is going to help your business tremendously. Make sure you turn your cameras on. Visibility is accountability, as we'll be back in about 90 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Please help me welcome back to the stage here at Worre Studios, the one and only Mr. Network Marketing Pro, Eric Worre.
All right, come on in, grab your seats. We've got a lot to cover in a short period of time.
Let me just tell everybody, just for those who are planning, depending on where you are in the world, we're probably going to go to about 12:30, if that's okay. Then we're going to take a break, come back for the VIP session, go till 12:30. It is 11:06 Pacific time right now, so about another little less than 90 minutes. I'm trying to cram in as much as I can. I get impatient and I start going too deep on certain topics, but hopefully that was the topic that was meant for you, was necessary for you. in order to be able to have a breakthrough. That's our goal. At GoPro in December, we'll have 3 full days where we can really go hard on all of this, and you're going to leave there empowered. I'll tell you more about that later. But I also found out during the break that especially with some of the language rooms, there was some technological stuff going on with translation, at least in the first 30 minutes or so. And then we had a bunch of people like sign up 2 minutes before this thing started and slam the system all at the same time. So getting them all logged in, it messed it up a bit. So for everybody that's registered, we're going to give you the replay of this event. So you will have it. Everybody that's registered, if you missed 30 minutes or missed part of the beginning, we'll send you the replay and we'll give you the process to be able to watch that. Some password protected site somewhere. You won't be able to share it, but you'll be able to use it, okay? So some of this stuff, I know I'm going fast. You're writing down the notes as quick as you can. Sometimes it's hard to absorb as much as you'd like to absorb. So I want to introduce you to a friend of mine who lives in Toronto, Canada, is building a business all over the world, and he wants to share a few thoughts with you. His name is Rakan Khalifa, so say hi to Rakan. Rakan!
GoPro community, what's up, Eric? Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. My name is Rakan Khalifa. I've been involved in network marketing for 6 years, and it may be glamorous right now, but it wasn't almost glamorous. Actually, my first year, I didn't recruit a single person. But you know what the difference is between me and a lot of people? Is that a lot of people don't talk to a lot of people, and they actually don't recruit. I talk to a lot of people. I just couldn't figure out the recruiting game. But I figured this is a fundamental aspect of the business. This is a fundamental skill set. And I really had to dig deep. I really had to understand my mistakes. So I'm going to give you guys my mistakes so you guys don't do it. Number one, this is not sales. Network marketing is a little bit different than sales. This is more of a relationship building. I have to be able to relate to this person. I have to be able to talk to this person. And I followed 3 things. People that want to sign up with me, they're going to follow 3 things. If they like me, if they are like me, or they want to be like me. Now, the most powerful way of recruiting is they want to be like me. So that was the first thing. The second thing is that if you've been here for some time, don't worry about it. I promise you your time will come. The whole point of events like this, of our calls, of our teaching, is for you to develop just 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. And I know a lot of you guys may take down a lot of notes, and that's what I did. I just took down a lot of notes, and I became overwhelmed. What do? I'm telling you, you just pick one and you start with that. And the last thing, and this is probably one of the most important things you need to understand, that this skill set will absolutely set you free. When you figure out, it's like a cheat code to life. It's no longer about network marketing. It's a cheat code to life. You can recruit anybody, anywhere, and there's the power of being a network marketer. I can tell you one thing, there's almost 100,000 people in my team, and it all came true because I talked to the right people and I shared my message and I knew how to recruit them. So my friends, my family, I hope you enjoy everything today. I hope you take all the notes. I hope you have a breakthrough after this event, and we'll see all the success stories from now to GoPro.
Rakan Khalifa, give him a round of applause. Okay, so let's come back to this cycle because we're going to kind of go fast now, right? We gave you a way to find prospects. How many people feel a little bit more confident that they can find prospects? It doesn't need to be a magical 3 people. You feel a little bit more confident? Yes? Raise hands. All right, fantastic. How many feel confident that you can start conversations with all of them? Yes? Not all of you will, but you can. There's certainly nothing stopping you from doing it. And just resist the overwhelm that tends to show up in your business. You start 10 conversations, you get 7 people responding back. Some of you already have people in the recruiting process since you started conversations 15 minutes ago. Anybody in this room have somebody in the recruiting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people just here in the room. Look at all the yeses in the chat. All we did was say hello, and it opened the door. And maybe they were ready for a pivot right away. Who knows? All right, let's go. See what I mean? So I want you to demystify some of this stuff. All business is conversation. You just need to have more. Most of you say too much to too few people. You need to say a little bit less to more people and keep the conversation going with those people if you want to get better results. This is not a mystery. All right, so then the pivot. The pivot is something you're going to have to feel a bit when they're ready. The pivot, something you have to feel. You need some emotional intelligence. And guess how you're going to learn? By doing it and say, nope, that was too early. Nope, I'm being too persistent on them. I'm freaking them out. Or nope, I let that one was warm and I let it go cold again. Now I got to warm it back up. Write this in your notes. Quantity is the solution to just about every problem you have. You're not doing enough quantity. Quantity gives you a feedback loop. And from the feedback loop, you can improve quality. But don't ever mistake, quantity is the solution. You just need to do more of whatever it is that's working. Get the feedback loop to make it better, improve the quality. All of you can do this, every single one of you. All of your limiting beliefs, I don't buy any of them. I'm too old, I've tried for too long, I've been with my company too long, I've been a failure, I've been this, I've been that. Shut up. It's all nonsense. It's nonsense. I don't know anybody, I live in a small town. You have a phone, you can have a business. I mean, simple. I live in too big a city, nobody talks to anybody. Shut up, stop it. Seriously. I'm not a salesperson, neither was I. I'm too shy. Guess what the best thing that ever happened to shy people was? You know what it is? Who considers themselves an introverted person? Raise your hands. There's some of the introverts were not even willing to raise their hands in this room because they're that introverted. You know what your best friend is if you're an introvert? People don't talk on the phone anymore. It's the best thing ever for an introvert. I can just text and hide and text and hide and text and hide. This is the greatest thing ever. Because if they get me on the phone, they're going to ask me a question I don't know how to answer. I could just text and go take a nap. Get back to them tomorrow. I'm still not a jerk. This is the best thing that ever happened in my life. So great. Finding prospects, conversation pivot. Now we're going to get to invite. I'm going to go quick on invite. What are we inviting to? What are we inviting to? A third party. We're inviting to something else. Point, read, introduce, tell stories. That's what we're inviting them to. After we made the pivot, I might be crazy. I just have this intuition. I think you and I could do something. I've always felt like you could run a big business. I think 1 + 1 might add up to 5. I could be totally wrong, but here's how we can find out. Let me show you this thing. Let me introduce you to this person. Right? Let me have you check out this product. Take a look at how they pay people. Watch this video. Attend this Zoom. Whatever it's going to happen to be. Now, 3 different types of invitations, and I'm going to cover this quickly, but I just want you to understand. The type of invitation depends on the relationship that you have with the prospect. Okay? Write these 3 down. Direct, indirect, and super indirect. Direct, indirect, super indirect. If someone looks up to you, if they admire you, if they respect you, if they see you as more successful than they are, if they've always wanted to be closer to you or do business with you, you can use a direct approach. You could say, I've got a solution. I want to show it to you. I think we could do something together. You can do that. It's a little bit dangerous, little bit, It's hard not to do. You know, because that's like the lowest hanging fruit. It's like ready to fall off the tree. You know what I mean? How do you not pick that fruit? You got it. It's like, some people you can call and say, get over to my house now. You're 20 minutes away. I'll see you in 15. You know what I mean? You could do that. Get over here. We got to check this thing out. And then, but then when they get over, use third party. Don't just use your influence. Use your influence to get them to take a look, but not their influence to your influence to give the facts to join. Come take a look, right? So that's a direct approach. I tried that when I was 23 and had 18 jobs. Guess how good it worked? Not very good. The fact that I was connected with the company was kind of a black mark on the company. You know, they let you in? Like what? They let in? I mean, I don't know if I can associate with this. So you can use direct to get them to take a look, but just don't use direct to give them the facts. Use third party to give them the facts. Do you understand? Got it? Indirect is when you're at a peer level. They kind of view you, this is a lot of your warm market. You know, you admire them for something, they admire you for something. You know, there's not like a big hierarchy emotionally between the two of you. Now what you're going to be looking for is, you're going to be using words like we talked about those pivot words, intuition, I have this crazy idea. I'd like to, but now you're going to be a little bit more respectful. I'd like to get your opinion. I'd like to get your feedback. I'd like you to help me evaluate. Help me take a look. See if this would work in this marketplace. You're a pretty smart person. You know, can you see if there's any holes in this that I'm missing? Is this compensation plan worthwhile for me? Would you, I need your guidance, assistance, help, support. That type of language after you've made the pivot. And they say, you know, you've made the pivot, and they say, yeah, I'm kind of interested in taking a look. Fantastic, because I really need your help. You've looked at more businesses than I have, or you're more connected with this particular product line and product category. I'm not as much of an expert. I don't know how to be able to say what's good and what's bad. You have a better idea at this. Let's go look together. Understand? Indirect. You're going to use that a lot. A lot. It's very respectful. And I will tell you, in today's world, the respectful network marketer can build an unlimited team. If people feel disrespected in the process, they'll run away. If they feel respected in the process, they will gravitate towards you. Okay? Respect is wildly important in building a team and building relationships. So, indirect. Third category is super indirect. I go talk to, who's a millionaire in the room? You never get to say it, so you might as well raise your hand. Go ahead. It's fun. It's fun. You a millionaire? Yeah. All right. What's your name? Selena. Hi, Selena. I'm about to have a daughter-in-law named Selena next Sunday, a week from Sunday. Yay. Super happy. So Selena, she's a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire, let's say. I'm 23, right? I go to Selena and say, Selena, I've got this business, and you should check it out. Do I have a shot with Selena as a millionaire? No shot. No shot. So I need to use a super indirect approach and say, Selena, listen, congratulations on your success. I've admired what you've built. It's so impressive what you've done. And I hope someday I can be as successful as you. And I've gotten involved in a business, and don't worry, I'm not trying to involve you in my business. So I disqualify Selena from the business. It's not for you. But number one, you know how to look at a business better than I do. And number two, you know people that might not fit in your world that could fit in mine. And if you could connect me some money motivated, ambitious people who may be dissatisfied where they currently are, I'd find a way to make it worth your time. If I made it easy on you, Selena, could I show you what I've got going on? I'll make it easy on you, I promise. I know your time's valuable. Can you check it out and then see if maybe there's a mental candidate? You can be a hero to somebody that doesn't fit in your world right now, and I'll make it worth your time anyway. You know, can we sit down for coffee? You got to eat anyway, right? You're going to have lunch at some point anyway, right? You're going to have coffee at some place anyway, right? I'll come to you. Don't worry about it. I'll make it easy. I'll show you what I've got, all third party. And if you respect somebody who's a millionaire or a successful person, whatever, more successful than you, the busiest person, whatever, guess what? They're the most productive. And also, guess what? They literally cannot resist seeing an opportunity when it's being presented. They cannot help it. They're like, well, if this clown is making a nickel in this business, I'm going to make all the money there is. I'm taking all the dollars. So, but do you understand the respectful approach that I took there? Disqualified for the business? You know, look, I'm just not treating you like some simple candidate. I know you're successful, you know, but I also know successful people are looking for cash flow. Successful people know people that don't necessarily fit into their business right now, that are great people that are looking for a fit. And you could potentially connect me to some of those people. I'll do the legwork. I'll make it worth your time. Okay? So direct, get over here. Sit down. We got to talk. Use third party. Indirect, you use that a lot. Help, support, guidance, direction, feedback, all that. And super indirect, this is not for you, but you're a person of influence. Congratulations. I have something. Would you help me evaluate it? Number one. I'll make it easy on you. You've got to keep saying that. Write this on your notes and circle it for all of your prospects. I'll make it easy on you. It won't take a lot of time. I'll make it easy. I'll make it easy. Don't stress. This is not a 3-hour thing. Okay? I'll make it easy on you. Direct, indirect, super indirect. All right. So let's go to presentation. We're inviting to a third-party source. What does the presentation need to be? You or a third-party source? Third-party source. Even if you're just sitting with them over coffee, you must have something to point to, introduce, read, some story to tell. If you end up resisting the urge, or not resisting the urge and deciding to become the fact giver, your results are going to plummet. So you need to get somebody on the phone with them while you're at lunch. Have them tell them. Point to something. Have a little presentation. Have something that you can show. Have, you know, your iPad so you can show a 3-minute video while you're waiting for the coffee. Whatever. But the presentation needs to not be about you. We said this about third party. Not about you if you want to get results. You're going to give that presentation. That's a very short lesson. There's a lot more I could talk about it. But do you understand the concept generally? We're inviting them to look at something, and now we're helping to make sure that they look at something that's not us. And if you have your list of third-party tools, you should be able to do that. Guide them. You're connecting the prospect to the information. You're making the connection, and the third-party information gives the education. Now, after you present, how many people join? Deanna asked, how do I make it worth the time? How would I make Selena, how would I make it worth her time if she connected me with some people? I would do one of two things. If Selena's really an entrepreneur, a millionaire, it's going to be pretty simple. She's going to introduce me to some people, and after she understands it, she's going to pull me aside. She's going to say, hold on, before you sign those people up, you're going to put me in the structure above those people. Of course, happy to. Or based upon those people's success, I'd find a way, send her something that she likes, give her a gift. You know, depending on if they produce, if they go do some stuff, I'll remember her at Christmas. You know, just make it worth the time. It's an introduction. It's not that big a deal. Right? So I can either make it formal or informal. But I will follow through on that. She connects me to somebody good, for sure. So, now, after presentation, guess what we need to do? How many people are ready to join after one exposure? How many of you joined after one exposure? Either put a 1 in the chat or raise your hands. And how many of you have been annoyed with the rest of the world ever since because they don't see it as fast as you saw it? Like, what in the world? It's so annoying. What is wrong with these people? This is obvious. It's true, though. What's true is, look at all the ones in the chat. What's true is this. Professionals understand that people aren't going to be ready to join just like that. They feel like, even if they want to, they're like, I've made rash decisions before in my life. I need to just think for a second. I need to go talk to a few people. I need to go Google some stuff. I need to go look this person up on Facebook. I need to go, you know, send me some of that product. Let me see if it was for real. Let me try it out. Let me test it. Show me that compensation plan again. How would I get paid if I did this? Show me that information again. Right? Introduce me to somebody who's actually been successful. Introduce me to somebody like me. Right? Somebody who has my background, so I can ask them some questions, because I've learned what I can learn from you. Ask them some questions. It's usually multiple exposures. For those of you who didn't join on the first exposure, how many exposures do you think it took before you finally said yes? Hold up your hands in numbers if you can, and put the numbers 12, 3, 3, 10 plus, 3, 3, a lot of 4s, 5s, 3s, 4s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 10, 8, 3, 10, 5, 5, 3, 3, 2. Yeah, 3. So it's not 1. So what does a professional do? What did we start in the first place? A conversation. Guess what we need to do after the presentation? We continue the conversation. That's all we do. Just break it down simple. Continue the conversation. You were in conversation with them before, did the presentation, they say, I got to think about it. Fine. A presentation, I want you to think about this in terms of an exposure. Okay? You're exposing them to your business using a third-party tool. Now, write this down. The only purpose for an exposure is to schedule the next exposure. The only purpose for an exposure is to schedule the next exposure. Keep the conversation going. Now, here's how you would do that. Artfully. And I've screwed it up a bunch of times. Recently, with some conversations I've been having for different business ventures I've been doing. I finished an exposure, I didn't schedule the next one. Then I had to follow up and say, you know, sorry, I forgot to say, when should we connect again? So, I go back and I fix it, I restart the conversation. We have the next exposure. After the next exposure, they have some question, they have some objection, whatever it happens to be. I help them answer it. How? Through third party. Third party should be able to answer every question and every objection. Third party should be able to answer it. And at the end of that exposure, either they're ready to join or I schedule the next one. And either it's, let's say I need to talk to my spouse. Fantastic. I think that's a good idea. Talk to your spouse before you make a business decision, of course. Of course, totally makes sense. When do you think you could talk to your spouse? In the next 3 days. I get it. Want to ease up to it. I understand. 3 days. So if I text you like in 4 days, do you think you'll talk to your spouse by then? And You let me know how it went? Sure. So now I've got the next exposure set. I'm done. If you talk to them ahead of time, you text me. But if not, I'll talk to you in 4 days. I'm keeping the conversation going. They're saying, you know, I don't know if this product's for real. Yeah, well, why don't you be a customer, try the product. Part of your due diligence, it's $100 or whatever it is. Try it out, see what the customer experience feels like. Try the product, see if you like it, see if you get the results. How long do you think? It's going to take, let's say, 10 days for you to feel or notice a difference or whatever with this product. Let's get the product on the way, and after 10 days, I'm going to check in and just see how it's going with the product. Keep the conversation going. I'll keep the conversation going forever. Forever. I'll find a way. I keep talking about Dana White. Dana White was in, where was he? For the fight Friday night with Sugar Sean. I can't remember, where Carolinas or something. But he normally wears black, but he was wearing a blue suit and he looked really sharp. So he put the belt on the first one. So I texted him, bro, you're looking awesome in that blue suit. I can't believe how great a shape you're in, because he is. He's in great shape. He lost 40 pounds. So I shot him that. In the middle of the fight. And in between fights, I get fist bump emojis back. My man. Just staying in conversation. I did a podcast with anti-aging doctor. It's my doctor, it's also his doctor. I sent it to him. Say, hey, we talk about you a bit inside of there. I talked to him about Zuckerberg and Elon Musk having a fight, that he's kind of in the middle of that whole thing. How's that all coming along? We talk, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're in Maine. He was up in Maine enjoying the nice weather, and I'm in Vegas at 115 degrees. I'm just like, man, the lake life in Maine looks really nice right now. He's like, yeah, you can't imagine. It's awesome. Stay in conversation, stay in conversation, stay in conversation, stay in conversation. Look for opportunities, stay in conversation. Okay? You just got to keep the conversation going infinitely. Infinitely. Even if they say, you know what, it's not a fit for me. Stay in conversation anyway. What is something that they like? If you see an article or you see something funny on the internet or whatever, send it to them. Remind you of them, send it to them. Hope you're well. You don't know what's going to happen moving down the road. We are in the networking business, folks. Building and growing networks. Keep the conversation going. Don't make it so heavy. Don't make it so tense and rigid. Just keep it going. Look for opportunity. Bring value. Keep it going. Look for opportunity. Another third-party thing. Like Dana led me to another group, who I won't mention, that have a whole bunch of successful people. So there was an event that happened here in our studio a week ago. So I let that group know, hey, this happened, just kind of FYI. And then, yeah, it's really interesting. Staying in conversation, staying in conversation, staying in conversation. That's what we do. Keep it in conversation. Now, enrolling, recruiting. I'm not going to... If I go through objections quickly, would you rather me skip objections or go through them quickly? All right, I'm going to go through them quickly. Because you're going to get objections, right? Objections are going to show up, and objections are not a bad thing, and questions are not a bad thing. Even though I went through 3 stages when it came to objections in my business. People would say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't like sales, I don't like network marketing, I'm too busy, I don't know anybody, same stuff. I got to pray about it. You know what I mean? Got to talk to my spouse. I mean, it's a handful of things. And we can make a really depressing list of all the objections if we wanted to. We can take the time to do it. We're not going to do it. We kind of understand what they are, right? There's basically only 2 types of objections that people have. Both of them are good for you, ultimately. One kind is they have a limiting belief about themselves. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know anybody. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm not charismatic. I'm introverted. Whatever. I'm terrible at sales. Limiting belief about themselves. Or second, they have a limiting belief about network marketing. It doesn't work. It's a scam. Only people at the top make money. Doesn't last. Companies go out of business. Products are overpriced. Whatever. That's it, basically. Can you think of any? They pretty much fit into those two. The only one that kind of doesn't is I got to pray about it. I kind of don't know which one that lands in. You got to decide. So, and the same thing, I want to think about it. We don't know what they want to think about, their limiting belief about network marketing or their limiting belief about themselves. It's one or the other. So I developed a very simple 4-step process that I'm going to give you very quickly that will help you with any objection. Number one, listen. Listen till you really understand. They say, you know what, I don't have the time. When you say you don't have the time, tell me what you mean, really. Are you really saying you don't have any time? Or are you saying that I haven't shown you enough to justify your time? Is that what you're saying? Or are you being polite, saying you don't have the time? Well, you did have the time, but this is not interesting to you? Just help me understand. And you can shoot me straight. It's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to connect people to something that might be helpful for them. And I thought about you. I will not take it personal. Tell me what you're really saying. They're saying, I'm overwhelmed. Let's say they'd say, I'm overwhelmed. I watch my daughter and my son-in-law with a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn. And 2 businesses that they run together. Holy moly. I'm exhausted just watching that. I mean, that's a lot. That's little kids are a young person's game. I remember now, going back. That was a minute ago. But man. So find out when they say they don't have the money. Really? Is it really a money thing? And I don't want to embarrass you. I'm not trying to do that at all. I just really trying to understand. Is it, are you worried that you wouldn't get your money back? Have you tried something like this before? Or, you overextended? Because here's my core belief. Whatever objection they have for the reason why they can't do it is the reason why they must. That's my belief. I don't tell them that. But that's my belief. That they say they don't have the time, that's the reason why I have to show them how they can buy their time back. If they say they don't have the money, I have to show them how they can find a way to get the money. Don't have to say that anymore. You know what I mean? So I can show them how they can succeed being shy. I can show them how they succeed not knowing any people. I can show them all that. So that's my core belief. So I listen until I fully understand. Because my 3 stages I went through in objections, first, people would give me an objection, I would buy it, and I'd run away. That was about my entire approach. Well, I just don't have the money. Well, if you don't have the money, you can't join. Bye. And I'd walk away. If they say, I don't have the time, if you don't have the time, how are you going to build a business? And I'd walk away. You don't know any people. I don't like sales. Well, there's some sales involved in here. If you don't like sales, it's probably not a good fit for you. I'd walk away. So I bought their story. Phase 2 is I learned something about network marketing. I was involved in network marketing for a while. So, and after learning some things, you get some fancy answers. So I started using fancy answers. I started arguing with people. Is this one of those pyramids? Oh, you mean one of these? Like every organization on the face of the earth? Like the company you work for right now? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you mean? So I would argue with them about this. Network marketing does $200 billion a year. It pays out $200 million every single day. It's one of the most highly regulated professions on earth. Don't you tell me it's not legit. Didn't work real well. Let me show you how I'm smart and you're dumb. That was kind of my answer to all this stuff. They say, you know, I don't have time. Show me your phone. Show me your phone. Show me screen time. I want to see screen time on your phone. Tell me you don't have time. Let's just see. Come on. I want to see. 6 hours and 23 minutes a day of screen time. And you don't have time to be able to build your business. Are you for real? So I would fight with them. And third, I finally learned how to be a professional, which was to listen and then to relate. Relate to them was part two. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't think I had the time either. I didn't think I had the money either. I just didn't think I didn't think I knew enough people. I didn't think I was very charismatic. What business do I have running a business? I know how you feel. We're the same, you and me. And then I would tell them a story, my story or somebody else's story, that would help build a bridge between their limiting belief and an empowering belief. I would tell a story, and then I'd ask them a question. If I would you. Who's got a mic for me? Somebody grab a mic for me. I'm going to do this real quick. Thank you. Who wants to role play objection with me? All right. So, any objection you want. I just finished the presentation, and I say, you know, we're continuing the conversation. Give me an objection.
I have done one of these before.
You've done one of these?
Work.
And it didn't work?
No, not at all.
Really? So, when you say you've done one of these, what did you do?
I was with a fitness company.
What was the company?
Am I allowed to say?
It's okay.
Beachbody.
Beachbody. And why didn't it work for you?
I had no leadership. I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of was just thrown into the ocean. And
so it was kind of guidance. You didn't get guidance?
Yeah.
So honestly, do you think it was the company that let you down, or do you think it was you weren't plugged into the right system to give you the best chance for success?
Oh, I totally think I could have been successful had I known what to do.
Had you known what to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. Nothing's more frustrating than starting a business and you don't have all the tools, or you don't feel like you're connected. And what's even worse, I'll bet this happened to you, you saw other people that were connected to great support systems, mm-hmm. and they were crushing, and you weren't crushing, and when you're comparing yourself to them, it's really frustrating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I totally understand. I totally understand, because I've been in situations where I haven't gotten the support either. You know, let me tell you what I did. When I took a look at this third-party thing that we've been talking about, when I took a look at this myself, my biggest question was, I'm not skilled at this. I don't know how to grow a business. I know how to be an employee, and I'm not very good at that. So can I get help was my biggest question. Can I get some help? Am I going to have some support? What's going to be available to me? Am I going to be part of a team that's going to help me grow? I don't need it forever. I just need it to get a foundation built, you know? And you know what I found in looking at this company? I found this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I became convinced that I was going to get the support that I needed, because it's not network marketing. It was just that circumstance that let me down. So if I could show you, question number 4 is if I would you. If I could show you that if you chose to do this, and I understand you might have a little psychic damage, PTSD, I get it. But if I could show you that you would get support, training, systems, tools, and friendship, in order to be able to grow a business, would you be willing to take another look? Would you be willing to at least explore this a little further? Find out if what I'm saying is for real?
Yeah, I'd love to meet a leader too if I could.
Sure. Meet a leader, fantastic. We can do that. Let's set up the next exposure.
Cool.
See what I'm saying? All right, who wants to give me another objection? It doesn't matter what it is. I don't even care. Hand it right behind you. See, do you see what I did with the 4? I listened till I understood. And did it feel nice? What was your name again? Devin. Did it feel nice that somebody was actually listening?
Yeah, it felt organic.
It felt organic. Like somebody was actually, he's hearing me. You know? He's hearing the frustration that I had. He was not nullifying my feelings and saying that was nonsense. You should have took charge and been a pro by yourself. You know what I mean? So what's your name, sir?
Vince.
Vince. So I show this to you and we're talking, conversation. What's your objection?
These things don't work.
These things don't work. What do you mean by these things?
They just dump their products on you.
What do you mean by these things?
This network marketing
Network
thing.
marketing things. Have you tried it before?
I tried in the past, yes. Nobody bought anything.
Nobody bought anything.
Filled up my garage.
Filled up your garage?
Yes.
How long ago was this?
A few years ago.
A few years? Come on, few years?
5 years ago.
Yeah, it had to be more than a few years because that's kind of, you know, it's not really a thing as much anymore. More people are connecting people to companies. But look,
yeah.
If you've tried it before and you've been frustrated,
yeah.
I understand. When the first company that I got involved with, I had boxes of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they used to call it garage qualified. I was qualified to get my check, but I had a garage of stuff, you know? And I hate selling. I don't like to sell. So I got all this stuff and I'm feeling like a loser and I'm trying to figure it out. I was desperate enough to figure it out, but ultimately I learned that wasn't really where it's going. And here's what I would tell you, first of all. Do you think network marketing doesn't work, or do you think maybe the company that you were with had a problem with how they approach things?
I don't know. It just seems like everybody is not able to sell their products.
Right. I will tell you, when I looked at, after having my first experience, when I looked again at network marketing, I was a little nervous. Like, is this going to be the same go around? You know, am I going to be able to do this? But here's what I found. Companies have changed pretty dramatically.
Okay.
And now all you're doing is connecting people to the company. They're ordering and getting products exactly when they need them. All you need to have on hand is maybe some samples or something to show somebody else. That's it. Now today, in today's world, what I found out is that if you can be a marketer, you can connect other people, and it's a lot of people doing a little bit, you can build a huge business. So one thing I will tell you that I know about you, not even really knowing you, is if you've done it once, you're probably going to do it again.
You think so?
I do. I'm not saying you're going to, or even with me, but at some point, there's going to be something that comes around and you say, you know what, let me give this thing another try. Because if you're like me, you have a little bit of unfinished business when it comes to network marketing, and you need to go, you want to go figure this thing out. So let me just tell you this. If I could show you and let you feel comfortable that this was in fact different, that this did set people up for success, that this wasn't loading people up with products and not caring if they sold them or not. If I could show you the company had a system and training and everything else to give people the best possible chance for success, would you be willing at least to take another look?
Are you saying you could also show me how to be a better salesperson and not have people run away? Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean? So the heavy with runaway thing, I lost it.
Are you saying you could show me as well how to become a better salesperson and not have people run away when
yes.
you say network marketing?
Here's what I will tell you. I can't, but they can.
Okay.
I'm not that good at sales, and I've still been able to build something of a team. Sales scares me, but building a network gets me excited. And let me show you how they do it. Okay? Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. So could I do the same thing with I don't have the money, I don't have the time? The same basic process. All right? So listen, relate, tell a story, and ask the question, if I would you, and to next exposure. That's all you want to do. Because in these conversations, we build a rapport. We hang out. We have fun. We're talking about this stuff. We're relating. We're the same. So what I will tell you, in this, one more thought that I wanted to drop in. I'll remember it. So, continuing the conversation, there's questions and objections in there, right? They don't have the time, they don't have the money, all that stuff. Oh, I knew if I just talked, I would find it. You ever do that? You like forgot a thing, and if you just keep talking, it'll show up. Sometimes your story is not going to help. So you need somebody else's story. I'll give you an example. You're talking to somebody who's 8 months pregnant as a man. And you're saying that I just can't do this right now. I'm 8 months pregnant. You can't say, oh my gosh, me too. You know, we're the same, you and me. Or I'm sure I can know exactly what that's like. Try that one, guys. What you can do is refer to somebody else's story. Let me tell you about some friends that I have that while they were pregnant, before they had their baby, they decided to do some stuff and get started on a business as soon as, have a project, as soon as they had their baby, were able to move, and they can do it with the flexibility of their own situation or whatever. Or I'm a neurosurgeon. Oh, you and me, we're the same. You know, no, not a neurosurgeon. I can introduce you to other really smart people, okay? So, very quick course. I could cover every single objection. It's the same basic formula. But here's all I want you to do. Don't worry about the answer. Connect them to a third party. You connect them to the third party will do the job for you. You have your list of third party things. All right. Now, before we get to recruiting, I want to introduce, who's next? Michelle Poe? Yeah. Well, whoever's next, put them up.
Hey everyone, Giordano Garretta here from Newport Beach, California. I've been involved in network marketing for over 8 years now. I was actually born and raised in Italy. I moved to the United States in 2012. In 2015, when I found out about network marketing, I was a broke busboy and a soccer coach with over $30,000 in debt. Thanks to this business, I quit both of my jobs, pay off all my debt, travel all over the world, build the #1 team in the company in Italy, and most importantly, I've helped 52 people earn a 6-figure income and above in this business. So let's go straight to the point. Let me give you my top 4 secret weapons for recruiting. Tip #1, believe in people before they believe in themselves. What do I mean by that? When I first saw the presentation my first time, I was in debt, I was broke, it was $5,000 to join, and I couldn't afford that, right? But the guy who was doing the presentation, Colton, he took me on the side at the end of the presentation. He asked me the right question. He listened to my story. And after listening to me the whole time, he said, you can be the #1 distributor in Italy. You can start the biggest team in Italy. You can be the face of the company. And for the first time, someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So this is the tip #1. You got to paint that vision for people. You need to believe in them before even they believe in themselves. Tip #2, sell the destination, not the vehicle, right? What do I mean by that? Your product, your business, your opportunity, your service, that's the vehicle for people to achieve their dreams, their goals, their lifestyle, right? And you need to focus on listening to people and where they're going to go, because people buy on emotion, they don't buy on logic. And how do you do that? You have to have conversation. When you ask the right question, you get people to open up to you, you listen to their problems, because your product, your service, your opportunity has got to solve an emotional need that they have. And that's what people purchase. That's the destination, right? Their dream life, their goals, whatever they want to solve, right? And your business is just a vehicle for them to get there. So sell the destination, not the vehicle. Tip #3, do not overhype the opportunity. You need to prepare people for how hard the business is going to be. Let's be honest, guys. The first year in network marketing, there's no time freedom, no passive income. You work harder than you work at your job. And you got to be honest with people. Because when you promise people it's going to be so easy, you're going to have passive income, you don't have to do nothing and things like that, you know, at the first problem, people are going to quit. If you want people to stay a long time with you, that's why I have so many leaders that stayed with me during the whole 8 years that I've been in this business, and they stay with me. Because I prepare people for how hard the business is going to be. And I also told them if they were willing to work that hard, what's going to look like at the end of the hard work period, right? So be honest with people. Do not overhype the opportunity. Do not overhype the product, because there's no need. And the more honest you are, the better people you're gonna attract. Last but not least, cannot have a plan B. This gotta be your way to achieve your dream life, to achieve your goals. And when you talk to people, you gotta let them know, they need to feel that no matter how long it's gonna take you, it could take you 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, you don't have a plan B. That's your way out. That's your ticket to get what you want in life. So not have a plan B. Guys, I don't have a lot of time here, so I just want to give a huge shout out to my team in Italy, Nati per Vincere. Ragazzi, siete della mia famiglia, vi voglio bene. And all my team all over the world, Born to Win. Thank you so much, Eric, for putting this event, and I'll see you guys at the next event. Take care.
All right, all right. Thanks, Okay, so we've gone through the process. Found prospects, started conversations, invited them to a third-party resource, presented using a third-party resource, continued the conversation, still guiding them exposure to exposure, questions and objections, build rapport. They help people understand what they're getting involved with. They're not something to be afraid of. They're something to embrace and become professional at. Take some time. I know I'm giving you a lot in a short period of time, right? And then there's going to come a time when you need to ask some questions, all right? They saw an exposure. They watched a video. They attended a Zoom. They came to an event. They tried the product or whatever. Now you need to be a professional in how you help them make the decision. And guess what I did for forever? Like, what'd you think? That was my whole strategy. What'd you think? Which basically invited them to critique whatever it is they saw versus kind of positively approaching it. So I'm going to give you 6 questions, and if we had the time, it sounds like a lot. It's not a lot, okay? And even if you wrote them down, what I would encourage you to do is use these 6 questions as a third-party tool. Like, put them on a 3x5 card, laminate it, put it in your journal, and even if you're sitting in front of me, say, you know, hey, I have to ask you these 6 questions. Can I ask you these 6 questions? Is that okay? These are the 6 questions I'm supposed to ask. What do I know? So the little laminated thing can be your third party. Okay? Now, if you can get somebody else to do it for you, fantastic. Upline, wonderful. But if you don't have it, and most of the time you're not going to have it, or they're not going to be ready in that moment, just be able to pull that thing out, show it to them. This is what I'm supposed to do now. You just finished watching the video. Now, I'm new at this, so bear with me. I'm supposed to ask you these things. Question number 1. What'd you like best about what you just saw? What'd you like best? It's a much better question than what'd you think. What'd you like best? Yeah? You're going to get all kinds of answers. I like the money. I like the product. I didn't like anything. Doesn't matter. They can say, I didn't like anything, especially you. I'll still win. You watch. These questions are magic. Second question. Whatever they tell you is going to give you some clues, but it doesn't matter. Just go to the second question anyway, no matter what they say. What'd you like best? I didn't like anything. I'm not interested at all. I'm done with this conversation. Wait, hold on. Before we hang up or we walk away, just ask one more question. If you were interested, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would be your level of interest? Like if they're positive, I would just say, I like the product, I like the opportunity, I like the money, I like the freedom, I like flexibility, I like the support, I like the company's values. Fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're like ready to go, 1, you have very little or no interest. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, guess what you're going to get a lot of? 6s, 5s, 7s. If they give you a 7, they're joining. Just so you know. They just don't want to act like a cheap date, ready to go home with you after 1 drink. Serious. 7 and above, You're going downhill. This is downhill in a good way. You're smooth sailing. If they give me a 2 or a 3, what if they give you a -5? I'll take it. I'm still okay. Their number doesn't matter. It gives me clues, but it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to go to the next question, the income question. And I'll give this to you kind of the way I would say it. What's your name again? Callahan. Cool name. How you doing, Callahan? So, Callahan, what'd you like best? Let's just assume I just showed you a video. Positivity. I do too. I like that too. There's not enough positivity out there in the world. Curiosity, on a scale of 1 to 10, you just saw this. We're looking at a business. 10 being, absolutely the best. We're ready to go. And 1 being you're not interested at all. What number would you throw in there? Not the right time for you? 4. Fantastic. 4. Let me ask you a question. If it was the right time for you, hypothetically, just between you and me, how much would you need to earn per month in order to be able to make this worth your time? Just a part-time effort, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time?
$1,000.
$1,000. All right. Fair. How many hours a week, if that $1,000 was real, how many hours a week could you commit to developing a $1,000 part-time monthly income?
2 hours, 20 minutes a day.
2 hours, 20 minutes a day. Fantastic. Couple hours a week to develop a $1,000 monthly income. It'd be a pretty good part-time gig, right? Right? It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 hours a month, $1,000, $100 an hour. Who wouldn't want that? It'd be pretty awesome. How many months would you be willing to work those 2 hours a week while you were developing a $1,000 monthly income, part-time?
If I can do it 1 month, I can do them all.
Huh?
If I can do it 1 month, I can do them all.
If you can do it in 1 month, you can do it all. But I mean, let's say it didn't happen month 1. How many months would you be willing to commit to developing? Because sometimes you have to develop an income. It doesn't just show up.
Right.
So how many months would you give it before you said, you know what, this isn't for me?
6 months.
6 months. Fantastic. So let me ask you a question, Callahan. If I could show you, even though I know now is maybe not the best time, if I could show you how this company could help you develop a $1,000 monthly income, working 2 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be willing to at least take the next step, learn a little bit more about it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, who wants to be the most negative person in the world? All right, give it. No, we already did yours. Pass it back behind, back there. One behind. All right, so I just showed you a video.
I'll be negative.
What's your name?
Carla.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
I guess I'm good.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Listen, you just saw this video. We've been in conversation. And Carla, what'd you like best about what you just saw?
I didn't like anything. Looked super salesy, and I can't think of one thing that I liked.
Really? Not one thing?
I don't. No.
Did you like the fact that the video was over?
I liked that it was short.
It was
I
short.
appreciate that.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And it's Carla, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Carla. So let me just ask you a question hypothetically, and I know you don't have any interest, but just out of curiosity. If you did find something of value here, and could rate your interest on a scale of 1 to 10. 10, you're ready to get started. 1, you have no interest at all. What number would you give yourself?
Okay, so I'm not interested. Don't want to do this. Don't want to be weird and salesy.
What would your number be?
6, 5.
5. It feels more like a -5.
I don't want to be rude. It's a 1.
All right, fine. Be rude. It's okay.
Okay.
We're friends. We're friends. You're not being rude to me. You're being rude to the thing, and this thing might not be a fit for you. It's fine. No problem.
Okay.
All right, so it's a 1 then.
I'm a hard 1.
A hard 1. Fantastic. Play a game with me. Okay? If you did decide to do this, and I know you're not interested, but if you did decide to do this, how much would you need to earn per month in order for it to be worth your time? If you did, just pick a number, whatever number.
I would need to earn $1,000 a week, so $4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month, fantastic. And realistically, with your life and everything going on, how many hours a week could you commit to developing $1,000 weekly income, $4,000 monthly income?
I can only commit 10 hours a week.
10 hours a week, fantastic. And how many months would you be willing to work 10 hours a week to develop a $4,000 monthly income? Real life now, this is real $4,000 and a real 10 hours a week, okay? So probably have a pretty good impact on your life. How many months would you give it while you're trying to develop that income? Before you said, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I am, so a year.
A year, fantastic. So let me ask you a question, Carla. Real life. And I know you're skeptical, and I don't mind that. I really don't. I'd rather have somebody who's honestly skeptical than falsely excited. You know? I'd rather have a real conversation with a real human being, and you know, I'm sure something's happened in your life that's made you nervous, or it made you skeptical of something like this, of going into business for yourself or whatever. That's all fine. But just let me ask you this. If I could show you, for real, how to develop a $4,000 monthly income, working 10 hours a week over the course of 12 months, even if you're skeptical, even if you're kind of cynical on this whole category altogether, even if you don't completely understand it right now, if that was possible, if I could show you that that was possible, would you at least be willing to meet somebody or see this next thing or take another look? Would you at least be willing to do that?
Actually, I would.
Yeah. So, I mean...
He got me.
Yeah. I'm not, like,
You
again...
only knew the power of the dark side.
Now, see, these 6 questions, there's a little charm in there, a little bit of emotional intelligence in there, a little recognizing that there's some pain in that conversation, that to ignore that wouldn't be human. So you got to kind of acknowledge all that. But then getting to that point of saying, and then you have to be able to show it, and you should be able to show some rank or some example or somebody else who's done it that you could introduce her to, that she could learn from that person, that maybe you're not even making that kind of money, but you could introduce her to somebody who is, right? And then she could see a picture that wasn't through me. I do not mind negative, cynical people at all, because they're negative and cynical for a reason. And we've got a hopeful business, you know? So all I'm trying to do is be a guide and be a connector between somebody who's looking for a solution, whether they want to admit it or not, and a solution that might be a fit for them or not. I would encourage them, this needs to be on your list. It doesn't need to be the answer, but this should be one of the things that you should consider. And if it's not this, then keep looking. I beg you, keep looking until you find it, because you're worth more than your current situation is allowing you. That's my heart in the whole process. So it doesn't matter. If you have these 6 questions and say, listen, I just want to read through these with you, and you just read through them, you'll still get the result. And you'll add your charm later. You'll add your personality later. You'll pause for a second in the middle of that and say, something's really let you down. Somebody's really let you down at some point. And you don't even need to give me the details, but I can see it, and I'm sorry that that happened. Whatever it was, I'm sorry that that happened. And I mean, you could take a pause, be a human being for a second, you know? You don't have to be a machine into all this. So we follow this whole arc of finding prospects, conversion, pivot, inviting, presenting, continuing the conversation, and recruiting, helping them make the decision, right? And then there's another piece, which is launching. Launching, helping launch that person, and we're not going to have time to cover that today. Because when we launch that person, what are we going to teach that person to do? Find prospects. Start conversation. Pivot, invite, present, continue conversation, recruit. Then what are we going to do with them? Launch them to find prospects and to be able to go. I want you to hear from another gentleman who's, I think, in Switzerland. Do we have Sandro? Is he ready to go? Meet Sandro Cazzato.
Hello people, my name is Sandro Cazzato, I'm 39 years old and I live in Zurich, Switzerland. I joined network marketing in December 2020, so it's only 2.5 years ago, but believe me, these were the most incredible years of my life. Before I started in this new profession, I was an entrepreneur in the IT business. I was developing an IT consulting company over the last 12 years, achieving a peak of 80 employees that were servicing Swiss banks and insurance companies. I found myself working just for money. I didn't feel fulfilled anymore. I lost my fire, I lost the passion for my business, and I definitely needed a change. That's the moment when network marketing bumped into my life. And in December 2020, I took the decision to go all in this new profession. Of course, that meant that I had to start from zero, but this wasn't a problem because I read the GoPro book. I was watching Eric's videos online, and this helped me to start with the right foot into this new profession. I tried to do 20 and in 30, that means 20 recruits in the first 30 days. And I tell you today how I achieved this, because over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, I never stopped recruiting. I was able to recruit hundreds and hundreds of people thanks to the following tactics. And it's quite simple because I'm a numbers guy. That means I understood that network marketing is mathematics. The more conversations you start, the higher the chances that you can close on this person by letting them become your business partners, your front lines. Which means you need to do lots of action, especially in the beginning. Don't wait until you have all facts on the table. Don't wait until you understood everything perfectly. You go out and you start conversation, which brings us to the next advice that I want to give you. Never start a conversation by telling about your product or your company or your business. Just start a random conversation. How are you? How old are you? Are you married? Do you have children? What are you doing? What do you do for a living? These are traditional questions that will help you to gather information. The issue today is that people talk a lot about what they want, but they don't listen about what other people want. It's a fact, and it's an observation that I did. Today I'm leading an organization of 100,000 people, so I can truly say that I feel how people manage to fulfill a specific need thanks to network marketing. And by asking the right questions right from the beginning, you will understand which need isn't fulfilled in this person yet. And you will also understand how you can help them to join the business by showing them how this profession can help them to fulfill this need. But this will only work if you ask the right question, you will get the right information, and this will help you to make the switch from a random conversation to a business conversation. I'm sure these two advices will help you in recruiting more people in future, but don't let it be theory. Go out and start immediately.
I'm proud of Sandro for a couple reasons. One is he didn't have to do this. He's very successful with his other business. And two, he personally recruited like 400 people after he decided to grow his business the last 3 years. He has over 100 people making 6 figures a year. He has 4 or 5 people making 7 figures a year. He's one of them. That's what's possible if you can unlock this stuff. So listen, I've learned, I love learning new things. I try to have my awareness as high as I can have it. And I've been doing this for 35 years. And the numbers that I described for you at the beginning, the 70%, 20%, 5%, 3%, and 2%, bother me. It really bothers me. A lot of people feel like they're alone out there. A lot of people feel overwhelmed. For the past 3 years, I've had this program called the GOPRO Accelerator Program, where people pay me $10,000 for a year's worth of coaching. Some of you in the room? Yeah. Hey, my friends. In the room. And even with that, I'm giving them so much information in such a fire hose that the amount that it takes for a person to get overwhelmed when they're by themselves is really, really small. It's so easy to get excited in a room like this and then leave and get paralyzed. So I think people can only absorb so much. I mean, we've been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I could go for another 30 hours, no problem, and we can go deep on all these topics. But guess what? Your brains would like short circuit, and about some of them are already there. You got your notes, but you're like, I'm still on point number 1. How am I going to make that work? You know what I mean? That's real life in this thing. All this, yes, that makes sense. Yes, that was funny. Oh, yes, that looked like it worked. But is this the best delivery system for you to be able to truly change your circumstance? So I learned something about virtual mentors versus real life mentors. Let me ask you a question. What would happen if I moved into your house with you? All of you that are in level 1. I moved in, stayed in the spare room, and slept on the couch, whatever. But my job was to every day help you do the best you could do, move yourself forward, how to think better, how to get the results, how to get more conversations, how to move your business forward, and get you out of level 1 into level 2, get you out of level 2 into level 3, right? That was my job. How many people feel like I could help you get some success maybe a little faster? And you know what? It's not in learning here. It's like after lunch, say, can you tell me one more time that, or I just did this, I need some feedback. Or what am I doing wrong in this phone call? Or I'm texting people and nobody's responding to me. How do I fix this? Well, show me what you're texting. Let me see it. Oh, well, that's the problem. That was the wrong emoji to put in there or whatever. So, how valuable would it be? I want every one of you to think about this for real. No matter what level you're in, how valuable would it be if you could get 10 recruits in the next 30 to 60 days? Business building recruits, how valuable? How would it change your business? How would it change the example that you're having with your team? What would it do? Would you rank advance? Would your income grow? Would your confidence grow? Would you take more action? Would it be a happier Christmas? I mean, what are all the things what would the benefit be? It would be big, right? And there's no reason why you can't do it. None, zero. It's a decision and maybe some guidance. So you got 2 choices as we leave today. You can take this information, as much as I could give you in this period of time, and go home and do it on your own, or I'll do it with you. I literally, and no kidding, will do it with you. Literally every single step. I'll help you get where you need to go. And in explaining that, let me throw back, what are the 3 levels? 3 levels. Will you put that slide up, the 3 levels? The 3 levels in a career. Throw them all up. 0 to 10 recruits. You got less than 10, that's level 1. 10 recruits to 100,000, it's level 2. Right? You got your 10 recruits. Some of you got 10 recruits and they've totally disappeared. You need to relaunch. True talk, okay? No problem. So you're still kind of level 1. Let's get that done. Let's do it right. Under 10 recruits to 100,000 or 100,000 and beyond. 7 figures plus. I can help you do that. Those are the 3 levels. Level 1, level 2. Is there a level 3 there? There it is. There's level 3. So put into the chat, where are you? Again, here in the room, how many of you are at level 1? Starting or restarting? Launching or relaunching? How many of you are level 2? Raise your hands. We got to get you to 6 figures. We got to get that done. How many of you are at level 3? Past 6 figures, we need to get you 7 figures and beyond. I got something for all of you, and you're the first people ever to see it. We're working hard because I've been racking my brain. How can I help, in particular, the level 1s? Because if I can get the level 1s out of level 1, and I can teach you how to get those level 1s out of level 1, then we can really run, right? And instead of 2% getting there, take it to 20% inside of this program. Be huge. So the path to 10 recruits. Let me tell you, this GoPro Academy program that I'm basically re-engineered from top to bottom, I'll let you guys know about it. And if it's something for you, fantastic. So let me tell you about GoPro Academy Level 1. This is what you're going to learn in Level 1. Just scroll through. Go, 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 go. Understand network marketing, how to set up your business. I get this really granular. How to set up your business, where to set it up in your house, how to work part-time, how to set up your business accounts, all of it. How to manage your time, how to get started right, how to think like a winner, get the support of family and friends, find unlimited prospects, invite people to learn more, present, handle any questions, objections, enroll new people without pain. Okay? I want to make this so easy, so fun. And here's the important part of this. Level 1, it's not about, I want you to be able to succeed to get out of level 1 without skills. And even if you have fear, even if you're scared to death, okay? When I wrote GoPro, I said, here's the 7 skills. And they read that and they went, and they got paralyzed, half of them. And they were like, this is really good. I feel like network marketing's good, but I'm still by myself in my house trying to figure out how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I put together a program with this where I'm literally breaking it down, assuming you have no skill, you have high anxiety, you're stressed out, you're freaked out, maybe failed before, and we're going to do this like little bite-sized chunks. It's 48 lessons. 48 lessons. Small, little bite-sized lessons that I want you to just literally stay there. Don't think about any skills. Stay there until you get out of level 1. Go through it as many times as you need to go through it to go through level 1. Let me show you what it looks like because it's gorgeous. Not me, the part of it, but the look and feel of it. Check out this little quick 2-minute kind of overview of what it looks like.
When I first got started in network marketing, the best way I could describe it is being in a fog. Everybody's telling you to run. Everybody's saying, go faster, faster, faster. You're like, wait, I can't see anything. I faced quite a bit of rejection pretty early. And to be honest, I made some pretty big mistakes going out to people without a plan. And I want to save you from some of that pain of going out there and scaring people or embarrassing yourself when you're sharing your opportunity or your products with people. In this program, I'm going to act like your unofficial upline. I'm going to not let you hide. kick you in the butt sometimes, pat you on the back sometimes. This is not a guess. This is for sure. We're really in this together, you and me. I want you to really pay attention. I want you to take notes because this is your launch strategy introduction, designed to help you launch, get off the ground, get off to a good start, get some progress, get some results, build some confidence. I'm gonna help you find and enroll your very first customers. I wanna help you find and enroll your very first distributors. If you'll listen to me in this program, I will save you the pain. I will shorten your learning curve. And not only can I help you, but I'm gonna teach you how to help everybody you bring into your business to do the same thing. So whether you're launching or relaunching, you're in the right place. And together, we're gonna go out there and educate the entire world because it is a stone cold fact that network marketing is a better way.
That is it. Pretty, huh? The team did a good job. They made it look pretty. Let me tell you about the program. The Path to 10 Recruits is 10 courses, 48 lessons. It's about 6.5 hours of content in bite-sized chunks. The average lesson's about 6 minutes long. I'm gonna give you a little assignment. Go do that. All right, come back. Do another little assignment, step by step. This is what I would do if I was moving into your house with you, okay? We have English and Spanish available now. We're working on other languages as quickly as we can. The team is racing to be able to get English and Spanish available for this course. This by itself is worth $1,000. Easy, easy, easy. I'll give you the price for it in a second, and I think you're gonna like it. But the GoPro event that we do once a year, how many of you attended GoPro in the past at some point? This year is December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. This is the Super Bowl of network marketing. This is the World Cup of network marketing. 3-day event's gonna change your life. It's unbelievable, okay? I'm gonna give you, if you get this course, I'm gonna give you a free ticket to GoPro. It's a $300 value, $297 value, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. If you already have a ticket, you can use this. I'll teach you how to use this ticket as an incentive, as a promotion, as a gift, as a bring a friend, to leverage that extra ticket for somebody on your team. That's for the next anybody who gets involved in the GoPro Academy Level 1 in the next 24 hours, the free ticket, I'm gonna give that to you. And everybody on your team, anybody that's not here, I'll give it to them as well. If they enroll in this program, get them through Level 1. We're gonna give you this replay, which we already said we were gonna give you, the GoPro Recruiting Challenge replay. We were gonna give it to people who got Level 1, and we decided we need to give it to everybody because we had some technical issues at the very beginning. So this is like $1,400 worth of value. So you get all this stuff. And listen, let me tell you what I want to do with this. You get all of this whole course, for $297. Now, let me tell you, this is a self-funded education. This is the only money you're going to need to come out of pocket if you want to work with me to go all the way to $1 million. Okay, let me explain. I want you to stay inside this program until you get your 10. Stay inside this program until you get your 10. Repeat it infinitely until you get your 10. Okay? And once you get your 10, I want you to use the profits from your 10 to go into Level 2. And it'll self-fund Level 2. And then once we get you to 6 figures, I want you to use the profits from that to go into Level 3. And let us help you get to 7 figures. Okay? So this will be self-funded the entire way. The entire way. So on top of this, I wanted to do something special, and this is only for the Level 1 people. and you'll call me crazy for this. This is an extra little thing. I think we're charging $17 a month for this. Pay the $297, you get the course, repeat until you get your 10 done. But if you'd like to ask me personally anything on your journey to your 10 recruits, I'm going to give you the ability to do that. For real. Any question, I'm stuck with this, I have this problem, I have this problem, via email. You're going to send an email in, I'll give you an answer. Nobody's listening to me. I've run out of people to talk to. I'm scared to death. My spouse isn't supporting me. I don't have any results. I've lost my confidence. Whatever it happens to be, I will answer that until you get your 10 recruits. We got to get your 10 recruits done. That has to get done. Because here's the thing. If you don't get the 10 recruits done, what does your future in network marketing look like? It's not going to be good. We got to get it done. So I really want to help. I can help through this course. I can help through unlimited Q&A. And also, once a month, for the people who get that extra Q&A access, we're going to have a monthly Zoom where we're going to do real-time Q&A and hot seat coaching. I'll just pull people out of the crowd, say, okay, where are you at? How many are you at? What level are you at? And I also, just yesterday I was talking with the team, I want to come up with some sort of like formal graduation process when you get your 10 and start recognizing those people inside of the Network Marketing Pro community. When you get your 10, congratulations, and send you a certificate and all that stuff, and just really make it a big deal. And then we're going to start working on skills. This is a fear-proof and skill-proof process for you to get your 10 done if you're serious about growing your business. $297 one time. If you want to pay for the monthly access of me coaching you, me really answering your questions back and forth, as much as you want, that's $17.77 a month. And that includes the monthly coaching, okay? So hopefully this is a no-brainer for you. Hopefully I've shown you enough value in the last 3.5 hours to be able to figure this out. And you shouldn't have to reach into your pocket from now on. Seriously. You're going to have a ticket to GoPro. You're going to have this course. You're going to have access to me to be able to get you out of level 1, you and everybody on your team. You know what I want this program to be? Your secret weapon. You leaders that are in level 2 and level 3, I want it to be so good that you could either sit down 5 minutes at a time and spend 7 hours with every one of your new people, or just let me do it for you. And if I do it for you, you get them through level 1, you win. So do they. Everything's great. So let me talk about the second group. Level 2, path to 6 figures. Path to 6 figures, level 2. Here's what you'll learn here. Now we're talking about a different game. How to transition from part-time to full-time, develop an entrepreneurial mindset, all the skills necessary to get to 6 figures plus, how to work with your level 1 team members, how to become a stronger leader, how to become a great presenter and a great trainer. It's very necessary. The person with the marker makes the money. Team building strategies, duplication. Some of you struggle with duplication. I don't need to teach duplication in level 1. You don't have anybody to duplicate. You know what I mean? All you got is your few people looking at you. Social media strategies, we'll get into that. You don't need to go crazy down social media strategies right now. To get out of level 1, you got to put your blinders on and focus. That's it. End of story. Don't look right, don't look left, make a decision, get mad, and say, I'm not going to be stopped, I'm going to do it. And look, if you feel like, you know what, I'm good, I'm going to do it on my own. You gave me enough notes, I'm going to do it on my own. Fine. If you feel like I can help you get there faster, then come to work with me. I promise you I can get you there faster than you would have got there by yourself. So that's level 2. Those are all the skills in level 2. Whatever's the next slide, show the next slide. In level 2, you get access to everything in level 1. Plus, I'm literally creating a whole new step-by-step course that's going to be delivered month by month on every step necessary to go from part-time to 6 figures. All the things that you need to do, step by step. Same way I'm delivering it in level 1. We have part of that started. The rest is going to be added every single month. We'll do it together. Think about what we're doing inside of Accelerator, but formalized inside of this process. Monthly live coaching Zooms on whatever the hot topics, what's going on, hot seat coaching, what's working right now, live Q&A. That's every 3rd Monday of each month. What's next? We're going to have case studies twice a month from top earners that they're going to tell you exactly how they got to 6 figures. Guest presenters, 7-figure earners, sharing exactly how they did it, sharing their value. So that's 24 a year of those case studies, breaking it down exactly how they did it. And then we've got a huge library of the best courses that we've ever created, 90 hours, curated, fully curated, 90 hours of content on everything from skills to leadership to duplication, social media, building your belief, becoming a recruiting machine, all of it. It's tons and tons and tons of stuff. So 6-figure step-by-step training delivered by me, monthly leadership coaching with me, bi-weekly leadership case studies with others. The learning library is expanding every single month. Level 1, all of it, it's a lot of value. You can get all of that for either monthly, $197, cancel when you want, or $1,497 for the year. Pretty good, right? So $1,497. If you're in level 2 and you're sick of it, you want to get yourself to 6 figures, this will help you. And level 1 should help you pay for all of level 2. If you've already gone through it, you've earned from that, you're going to need to make an investment, monthly or annual. But I'm not going to rest until you get that done. If you're willing, hungry, and coachable, we're just going to work until you get that done. Seriously. We need more full-time people in network marketing. We need more. There's a big, big difference between earners in network marketing and leaders in network marketing. Earners come and go. Earners are kind of temporary. Leaders are permanent. So that's level 2. Anything else on level 2? Oh, you get a VIP ticket. If you pay in full, you get a VIP ticket for GoPro. So that's an extra $500 value. That's only for the next 24 hours. So big stack of stuff, lots of content, but we're not going to overwhelm you. I'm going to guide you through the entire process. So annual's $1,497, or you can pay $197 a month and get started. Last thing is the path to 7 figures. This is only for people in level 3. In order to be eligible for this, you already have to be earning over $100,000 a year in network marketing to even apply. It's application only. And we do deep dive into customer growth systems, recruiting systems, retention systems, launch systems, duplication systems, communication, recognition systems, latest trends, building your brand, building your culture, leadership growth, unstoppable vision, problem solving, wealth strategies, building a dream lifestyle. It's a lot. It's a lot. And this is only for a few people. If you're making 6 figures, you're eligible. You don't have to start here. This is not for amateurs. This is a real commitment. Okay? It's application only. In your dashboard as you're watching this, you can jump in. Marbek has asked, can I jump straight into level 2 even though I haven't got any recruits yet? Yes, you can, but I love the commitment, but I'd really love you to get level 1 done and focus there versus going on the deep dive into all the stuff. Sure you can, nothing's stopping you, but I would encourage you to get level 1 done and to stay totally focused, okay? So, the deep dive into all of that stuff, And level 3 people get access to level 1. They get access to level 2. They get all of that training. That's delivered twice a month, every other week. We do a deep dive Zoom call. We get together as a group twice a year at our home in Las Vegas. We invite you to our home and we mastermind together as a group. The next one's October 4th and 5th. But as it goes, really you're getting access to the most powerful people in the whole profession to get ideas. So I know I'm going faster than the slides can go, but hopefully you're keeping up. So you get twice bi-weekly deep dive coaching, you get 2 in-person masterminds, access to level 2, access to level 1, and that's worth a lot of money. And I'm not even going to tell you what the price is. If you need to ask, you're probably not ready. Application only. You can apply for it, and you'll see on your dashboard, you can apply for it, or you can schedule a call with me to ask some questions about it. Okay? So whether it's level 1, level 2, or level 3, what drives me today, let me tell you what drives me. Do you think it's the $7 that people paid to attend this today? Think that's going to change my life one iota? Think it's the $97 for you guys coming here? Do you think it's even the membership dollars? It's not. I promise you, it's not. You know what drives me today? Contribution. You know what drives me today? 5 years from now, one of you tapping me on the shoulder somewhere in the world. You know, we're in Saint-Tropez, or we're in, Monaco, or we're somewhere. You tap me on the shoulder and say, excuse me, you don't know me, but on August 26th, I watched it. Somebody convinced me to get this $7 ticket and watch this training. So I decided I'd do it. And I made a decision that day. I stepped in, went to work with you. You didn't even know it. But now my life's totally changed. I've got 100,000 people on my team, and I've changed my family's life. I've changed the lives of people around me, and I'm grateful. That's what I live for. Not for the recognition, but for the contribution. That's what drives me today. I hope it's what drives you. At the beginning, you know what needs to drive you? Getting out of these lower levels and getting into the game. That's what needs to drive you, right? Being able to have choices and options, that's what needs to drive you. But after you get yourself taken care of, I live this ridiculous life, right? A ridiculous, crazy, outrageous, spectacular life. I live in a house that, I drive cars that would just literally be a dream. I live in a house that's absolutely ridiculous, amazing, spectacular. I fly around the world in my own airplane. It's just network marketing provided that for me. I'm telling you, can provide it for you, but it requires a step, okay? And you can do it by yourself. I would save you the pain. You go to work with me one time. Start level 1 if you're not to. Launch or relaunch. And let's go to work. If you're already past that, then pick 2 or 3 and let's go. But here's what I know. I've helped over 500 people make $1 million a year in this profession. I've helped over 10,000 people make 6 figures a year. For real and no kidding. It's actually a much bigger number than that. And I've helped millions of people learn how to create a nice little part-time income. Millions. So if there's somebody higher qualified than me to help you, find them. I encourage you to find them and invest in them and invest in yourself, because it's going to help. I'm going to give you a world-class experience, top to bottom. So here's what I'm going to do is, I went over, sorry. But in a moment, we're going to take a break here and let the people in person get some lunch. We have some lunch ready for you. And we're going to come back in an hour, and I'm going to bring some of the best recruiters in the world up on stage, and we're going to do Q&A for a couple hours. Those of you who are watching, I think there's a button for you to upgrade, I think, if you want to be part of that VIP 2-hour Q&A. Whatever that is, somebody let them know whatever that is, whatever they need to do that. I know some of you have already done that. But figure out, somebody asked, is there an installment plan for $297? If you want it, Cindy, find somebody who believes in you enough to get you the $297 so you can start. And you'll pay them back with your results. Find something. You know what I mean? Find something. The way you found a way to be here. Find something, right? If it's hard, good. Here's what, for all of you that are struggling with this decision, please do me a favor and pull out your phone, and I want you to document the moment that you decided to change your life, because show your difficult circumstance. Show when you made the decision. Because 5 years from now, when you show that video, said, here's where I was, here's the decision I made, here's where I am today. You'll be able to inspire the whole world. So thank you for the note. Right now, level 1 is available in English, Spanish, and Romanian. If you'd like to have any other language translated, we need at least 25 individual signups today, and we can make it happen in any other language. We need about 3 weeks for translation. For the translation people, it's only for level 1. Level 2 is way too much. It's English only for now. But level 1, I'm going to do as many languages as I can, as fast as I can. Let me just close by saying this. For those of you that aren't coming back in 2 hours for the Q&A after lunch, I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of you for taking the notes. I'm proud of you for being involved in network marketing. But listen, invest in yourself and become a professional. I was an absolute mess at age 23. And for my first 3 years, all I did was struggle. I built and rebuilt my team 7 times. And I thought there was something wrong with me. And then I finally learned not only how to recruit, but how to duplicate, how to turn this into a profession. Those decisions led me here. Remember I told you my first little budget when I had no money, I was broke, was $500 investing in me? That was a long time ago. But that compounded over the years, and it changed everything for me. So for those of you who are making the decision to become part, if you're making the decision, 1, 2, or 3, put a 1, 2, or 3, which level you're going to start at in the chat. I'd love to see it. Wherever you're at, it's fantastic. For everybody else, do it on your own. I'll always be here. If you get sick of it, if you get tired, if you want help, if you need somebody to be your friend and answer questions, if you need somebody to polish what you're doing and help you figure it out, you can always come back. And I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. All right? So I love you all very much. Thank you for all your time and attention. Hope you got value. We'll be back. Oh, wait. VIP session after lunch will be translated into all languages. You can click the upgrade button on the dashboard that you have in order to be able to be part of that 2-hour VIP Q&A, and I'll see you all there. All right? Enjoy your lunch.
Don't see it coming, it hits you hard. Can't even try to outrun it, cause it's too far. I'm hearing all kinds of stories that